Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Woody. You're probably not expecting to hear my voice here, but today we're going to be restreaming a Ocarina of Time Randomizer League match between Master Aleks and Skyward. I'm going to click this button here, hopefully nothing breaks. Everything seems to be working well. Joining me in the commentary booth today will be Yoshi-Kyon and Pokemon Dude. Please let this work, please let this work, please let this work.
Does it work?
Hello?
Hello?
It works? I'm pretty sure it works. Yeah, welcome. First,
Definitely hear ourselves.
Awesome, good. Can you hear yourself just
cannot.
fine?
I turned it on briefly. It's working. So
They are good to go, ready to go, and we are off in Zora's
Domain!
What?
I shall leave you to it.
Isn't this the, #1 fringe case you're talking about when this whole initial random spawns was coming?
Yeah, so that's, that is a fringe case in a couple of ways. That firstly means that Zelda's Lullaby can be a nice cavern, for one.
Oh, ooh.
So that's really big.
Probably won't be, but still a chance.
No, yeah, it's incredibly unlikely, just in terms of, it's just as likely as it is to be in any other major location, basically, if
Yeah.
you take a few items. But, yeah, so, Zelda's Lullaby could be a nice cavern, and it's just an interesting one because it's an entrance that you can never go back through. There's some weird ways to play around that because you can kind of, if you get Iron Boots, you can save reset to that entrance, put on the Iron Boots before you save reset, and stay underwater and go through the exit to Lake Hylia.
Really? Neat. Is that in... Well, I guess it's Lake Hylia. You can get there anytime you want. So,
Yeah.
no real qualms about logic there, but that'd be interesting, yeah.
And we've had Kakariko Way of the Hero, which is, news to nobody.
But
The
most dense area in the game is Way of the Hero. I am shocked and appalled.
And Skullmaster's Slingshot, which,
What was that? 20 or 30? Or 30 or 40? Oh, Skull Mask,
yeah.
No. Very different. Yeah, that could be pretty relevant if skulls have something, but...
Sling is
There's also 3 of them, so...
Don't want to worry about it too much. If it's target in the woods, fine. Otherwise, don't expect we'll see either of them going for it, at least.
No.
Big echoing. I think I know what happened. I think our Discord feed was on the wrong OBS layout.
Oh.
We're working on it. Just give me a second to work out what's going on.
You have a massive divergence here, one to CAC and one to Kokiri Forest, so Aleks is going to be going through Midos and SFM while Skyward goes and clears out Adult CAC and finds Bombchus there. Nothing much for Aleks, though.
I feel like, though, adult Kukri Force is really awkward, because you're orphaning that sword chest really hard.
Mm-hmm. Right, you still want to come back anyway for... You still want to come back for Deku Tree when you can, but it means that you're putting it off that little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the adult Kakariko, you're always going to go through at some point.
Yeah, you're going through CAC one way or another, it's just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
And a Goron tunic. Also, the Song of Storms start, very nice.
That's a really good one, for sure. And it also makes the early Kokiri Forest play way nicer. You know, they'll come here as child and be able to just clean it out completely.
Yeah. Especially if the child spawn is not friendly for, like, getting back here, it's really nice, because you don't have to double dip it.
Oh, first try on the backflip for Alec. Nice. I always like seeing that. Like the itemless Mido skip backflip first try.
Just a nice, clean backflip. And
So,
we're off to the races.
yeah, we've seen Kakariko and Graveyard Way of the Hero. Kakariko so far had Zelda's Lullaby, which can't show up Way of the Hero. So we haven't seen anything relevant yet, but we'll see what comes up.
More than likely, it's just gonna be the song on Burning Cack, though. Or
It's not chickens, I'm gonna say that much.
we're not gonna see chickens today. Dang.
What a shame. Oh, was there strength in the good old
Oh,
TARDIS? Yeah, Graveyard Crate has a strength upgrade apparently.
That'd certainly be a Way of the Hero.
So I feel like one of the big things we've seen with the league so far, in terms of like early plays and kind of how the seeds tend to play out, is you'll do your early game of pick up your songs, pick up OOTR's Nocturne. It is.
Ooh, it's AD.
But yeah, you'll pick up your early checks, you'll get your early songs, you'll do Deku, you'll do Dodongo's Cavern, because you'll almost always get something that lets you do Dodongo's Cavern. And then it's just a question of seeing kind of what you've got and where you can go with it. And right now, it's looking like, well, firstly, you know it's all dungeons. That's going to be huge. Secondly, they've got Storms and Bomb Chews. So Bottom of the Well, and Zelda's Lullaby. So Bottom of the Well is a very big option right now. And otherwise, it's looking like pretty much just the strength so far, but a couple of Way of the Hero things available as options here or there.
Big question is, do you take those choose to Well or to DC?
You can save scum them really effectively in Bottom of the Well, but you want to do DC sooner because you're already out of it. You can save scum them fairly effectively there, but not quite as much. So I still think DC first, but it's definitely not ideal.
The thing with DC is you're committed to the choose you spin there, pretty much.
Yeah, you can.
Like, you'll have to use the 2 on the eyes, and then the 1 on the spot for King Dodongo, because you're gonna finish that dungeon, especially being AD. But
right, and the other big question is like if they find an item. Like if you climb up and find, I don't know, hammer or letter or hovers or a hook shot or something
Boomerang,
in one of the later checks, you're not gonna leave that there. You're gonna keep.
What was that?
Those 2 spent. I think just money. But yeah. We've seen Bolero and Kakariko so far, not much else yet. Sorry, Bolero in the Graveyard, not much else yet, and we're seeing the next Kakariko check.
And it is probably dead.
Alright, so we're thinking Burning Cack or 10 or 20 skulls?
Ooh. That could be spicy with that slingshot. Probably won't be too relevant, but could be.
Yeah, I'd imagine they eat something like a hookshot or boomerang or bottle on the way, but it's a question of like how efficiently they route them as well, because like one of the big things you'll see a lot is some players get to 10 and 20 really, really quickly, and some players put it off for forever. Obviously a little difference with the Way of the Heroes, but we'll see how that factors in.
We haven't even seen a Skulls hint yet.
No,
but
nothing yet.
We also haven't been to Temple of Time, so we haven't really checked most of our hints. We'll see a lot here.
Oh, I had to quickly go and check that they did in fact roll on the right settings because we've had at least one that didn't.
Oh.
And I was like, Zelda's Lullaby in a way the hero location. I'm gonna go double check that. No, it's fine. It's fine.
We don't need another crisis.
Yeah, that's been a few. Oh,
Sun
finally cracking
Song.
That being hinted means that, yeah, you start getting those skulls.
Yeah. So it has to be 10, 20 schools then, huh?
I guess.
Is there anything else?
Shooting. Adult shooting.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's about it. I think we've seen everything else at this point.
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah, okay.
And
that
of
was-
course we had chickens hinted, so
Mhm.
not that.
Yeah, we've seen Zelda's Lullaby in one place, we got a hint for the other. Chicken's hint.
Ooh, missing the.
Oh no, that's... Yeah.
Ooh, this is.
So...
Skyward better be planning to scum those.
I was gonna say, I
'cause this
missed whether or not Skyward saved before coming in. But I'm definitely, for his sake, hoping he did.
This is like you can't even finish DC with 3 shoes.
Yeah, I guess they know where strength is, so it's not the worst thing ever, but... There is kind of that factor of like, okay, well you could go and get the strength, and then you can save yourself some of them, but... I'm gonna assume that Skyward saved before coming in, and... Otherwise, this is really costly.
Mhm.
So it does kind of feel like Aleks is like a step behind right now, but I guess part of that is having gone to Kokiri Forest already. Picked up Serenade for the Trouble, which... Yeah, not worth a huge amount. It's something, but it's not the best.
Depends on where the child warp is.
Yeah,
Like with the adult warp where it is doesn't mean anything really, but
yeah, it can be a nice kind of like, almost like a get out of jail free card on the child warp. Because it's just a quick way for you to get to the castle, or even just an area that you can get to Kokiri Forest quickly from. If they end up in like, I don't know, Domain as child as well, with no scale, then that can be a pretty convenient time save, but otherwise, yeah, not a huge
that's
one.
also true. Like until Iron Boots are found, it's still good as adult. The Serenade.
Yeah, it's awkward because like Lake is less useful as adult, but it's definitely something. It's a convenience one that won't do much, at least in the short term. By the time I think the best way to put it here is like by the time Serenade is relevant, Skyward will probably have it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see, DMT song.
More choose? 20 pack.
Oh,
Okay.
failed.
If Skyward hadn't saved, perfect. There was a hesitation there, and I always feel like Skyward was looking to reset and then saw the choose and was like, wait, I need to check how many.
Alright, and we got Minuet on the Crater song. So
That is actually, that's really bad for Aleks, isn't it? He went all the way over to Sacred Forest Meadow to get the Minuet check, and Skyward can just Bolero up, get Minuet, play it.
mm-hmm. That's also
And not see what was up there. Don't know if Aleks... Oh, Aleks couldn't either.
that's a piece of heart. That's also really good because it means even if you have a bad child warp, you can easily get into Kokiri Forest.
I'll definitely see the Deku Tree play almost immediately after Songs as Child. Is Aleks doing this because of Bolero? Do we think? It's got to be the strength, right, in the graveyard?
I don't know. Could just be because it's there. Like, honestly just dipping for this check, seeing if you're key locked right away. And we get a key.
Oh? That didn't work, did it?
I don't think I've ever seen the chew straps for
So there are
King Dodongo.
two. One is much easier than the other. This is the easier one now, where you store a ground jump off the bomb flower in the corner, and then just basically bomb jump, like ground jump the
Oh, and drop it in
chew into Dodongo's mouth. Yeah. The other one is what Skyward tried to do, entering, which is better because you can do it entering, but it can be kind of difficult to get the positioning and the timing for it.
Is that
If
a
you have, like-
backflip chew drop?
Yeah, you kind of like, you see up to target Dodongo, so that you're like perfectly lined up forwards. You then shield turn backwards, and then backflip and chew into Dodongo's mouth. I think you have 2 frames to do it in.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, incredibly difficult to do the first one. Skyward missed that first one, but nailing the other 2 hits on the ground jump method.
It's like Aleks is gonna hard push fire right now.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, kind of surprising, honestly. Like, if
Maybe
you,
the mix of Bolero and Goron Tunic. That's the one we got, right?
yeah, I guess I
Oh.
doubt it will be. I think it's more just playing into
they-
a point and then
Yeah, he just
yeah.
failed there, so.
Because you've got to assume it's a strength. If you see a strength for the hero, it's either, you know, okay, well that strength locks the other 2, or strength 2 locks strength 3, or strength 3 is required.
Oh.
Bow for Skyward, so good for that Kakariko way of the hero, good for you know, is the next step in going to Forest Temple at some point.
But also out of logic, so.
Second domain foolish, but that's our only foolish insofar as Zora's domain. I've seen 2 copies of it.
Got a decent chunk of song hints, but nothing for really areas other than domain. Oh, slingshot. Well, there's Skull Mask potentially dead.
I guess that being there is like, Aleks can just do the target in the woods on the first way through, and so we might have to backtrack a little for it, but that's about it. Not even gonna comment. No comment. Ignore the part where no comment is a comment.
It's a waste of money, that's what it was.
Threw. Threw it on the floor.
It's like Ganon's castle is
Beautiful.
foolish. Wonderful foolish hint. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, just really nice and valuable that 1 check is dead.
We know that one of the strength 3 checks is locked. Woo! Worst part is that it's on the way to the other strength 3 checks. Like,
Oh. Sometimes hint that the crater has Minuet as well. I missed that one earlier with Aleks.
no,
But yeah, not the most valuable hint.
no.
So you had 4 sometimes hints, and 3 of them have been songs.
Because we've had Suns for Burning,
And
OD. Wait, that's the.
we know Song of Time on the prelude check as well. Not that we know what our forest medallion is yet, because this is probably going to be a long adult section. I'd be surprised. I was about to say, I'd be surprised to see either of them go child anytime soon, given the bomb chews. But it looks like Alex might be heading there now, so...
Maybe going for the well play.
There's an ongoing thing here where, like, every time Alex plays, I'm like, here is what I think is the best play in this scenario, and Alex will do the complete opposite. I'm like, I have no idea what Alex is doing. And then I'll look away for 5 minutes, and Alex will be in game mode.
Oh, boomerang. That was... Crater Fairy?
Summit? I think it's the trail one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Death Mountain Trail.
So...
That's...
Oh. Beautiful timing. Amazing.
Every time. I swear, of all the races I've watched, like, more often than not, that Gossip Stone is DMT Way of the Hero.
Yeah, I swear to God, like, it's either DMT Way of the Hero or a Big Goron hint. Like, those are the only things that can appear there.
Oh! 40 gold skulls per hover.
Oh, was it 40 hovers?
Yep.
Oh,
apparently.
I missed that. I missed the Temple of Time hints. Fuck.
Oh.
I saw Shadow was our forest medallion. So that's a safety one there. Yo,
Jamie!
How did your race go? From what I saw, it looked pretty good. Yeah.
Big jets, nice.
Alright, so we have 30 dead and frogs dead as well. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. Oh, Jesus. So I saw Deku Tree was the light medallion, I saw Shadow was forest medallion, and then basically missed the rest. I saw Spirit was a medallion.
Richard! Richard, our boy!
Doggo? Doggo, let's go.
Let's go, doggo! Come on!
No.
Aww.
No. Still, this is another kind of plus to having Minuet and Serenade here. Is otherwise Alex would kind of be trapped here just waiting for time of day, but we'll be able to just play Serenade and get to the front of the castle if he wants to do Lon Lon. We'll be able to play Minuet if he wants to go towards Deku Tree first. Like, has those kind of options for movement that would otherwise be really stifled by the time of day here.
Looks like Alex is going for the hint stone. Or, no, he's definitely going for the fairy here as well.
Yeah, I guess a bit of both. He hasn't checked the save. Ooh.
Outside Gan's castle? Inside!
I didn't know that had been updated to inside. Okay. So
Yep,
Ganon's castle is Way of the Hero.
That is not huge. It's not uncommon that it is. Like,
Well, yeah. We saw Midos from Alex, and there was a whole lot of nothing. Except maybe a Deku Shield. I think the Deku Shield, yeah, was in here. So yeah, between that Graveyard Way of the Hero with Strength and the Ganon's Way of the Hero, you've got to assume it's Light Trial. Like, you got to imagine both runners and us have to assume it's Light Trial that's required here.
it's always light trial.
Like, yeah, it's straight up is like 8 out of 16 checks in Ganon's castle. And also there's a Strength Way of the Hero, which just like... It could be that Strength 1 locks 2 and 3. It could be that Strength 2 locks 3. But with the castle open, it's generally just 3 is required.
Is Skyward going child now?
Yeah, I guess
Looks like.
makes sense. I think the big thing is once you know all dungeons are required. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be surprising if logically that Skull Mask is the first slingshot to
well,
get
you
that
can just
bomb back.
no, you that one you can just do as is.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So yeah, there's your bomb bag. There's everything in, and the thing I was gonna say is it's kind of surprising that the reason I was surprised by Alex going child when he did was it's all dungeons. You want to go and do the Dongo's Cavern relatively soon. The same also goes for Deku Tree, Bottom of the Well. Like, there's some really big value plays available to Alex. So the time difference here is mostly going to be
I feel like that.
I
feel like that
done DC and got the Rang. Those are the two kind of big ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Like, especially since knowing that 40's for hover, like, that's really gonna help Skyward because having that ring for early schools, child schools.
Right, yeah. Skyward, like, if they grab... I guess we already know where Sunsong is. I was going to say if they get Sunsong in Lon Lon, but we know that's on Burning Cack.
We won't see that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Shadow... Well, I mean, Shadow locks it, so... 40 hovers is, yeah. 40 skulls with no Sunsong. Cool. Always fun.
I mean, we won't need it till Shadow for the most part anyways, so... I mean,
like,
considering you can't get there until you've beaten most of the dungeons anyways, it's not going to be too bad seeing it there.
Yeah, it's mostly going to be the trying to collect the 40 skulls without having Sunsong can be difficult. But at this rate, you've got most of the game to do that in. Like, you're in no particular rush for the hover boots right now. Obviously, that can change the further you go, but until they find, Dins and a hookshot and the stuff to do all dungeons to get Nocturne, they don't have to worry about Shadow at all. That can wait.
It is. Definitely present, but at the back of their minds. Alright, I only expect the cleanest chickens from Aleks here.
It's still one of my favourite things to watch people just drop the chickens through the floor. Don't do it in multi-world. If you get sent an item as you drop a chicken through the floor, the chicken just disappears, but Talon doesn't count it as being caught. So you just have to wait for the timer to run out or like leave and re-enter to restart the minigame.
That is... I was trying to make some kind of joke, but then I couldn't even think of a bad pun.
Yeah, I just... No. Any pun that can come up here is probably not good. Let's not. Sarius? Okay, another one that you're happy to have. Just, like, again, Alex is going to go from here towards Kokiri Forest, Lost Woods, has the slingshot, has Sarius for it, and Skyward will as well. This is really convenient to just have all of the... You can just clear out Lost Woods. Like, the whole...
You know what Alex is going to do? Gonna go to Child Goron City.
He probably will. I'm mad, and I hate it, but he probably will.
Honestly, not the worst play. You have just about everything to complete it.
You can full clear it here. So is that child spawn coming out of the Skull House? Was it? I saw Cack. Oh, adult shooting one. Oh my god, I love that one. You just appear out of a wall. Oh, in adult shooting. Oh, okay.
Still appear out of a wall, but one extra step.
A little later, yeah. delayed wall appearance.
Wow, I didn't know that OOT was a link between worlds.
Oh, it is. It was just a precursor. It was just setting you up. They knew.
They knew all along.
So, this is an interesting little divergence now. Skyward going out of the way for these skulls here. Alex's time of day I don't think quite lined up for that, so Alex walking over to pick up Prelude and go and get Deku Tree and so on done.
It's still really valuable because they're still 10 and 20 for something. So.
Oh well, you know.
Or adult, anyway. Or adult shooting. Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're gonna get these skulls at some point. I think Skyward time of day lined up nicely to come here and get them. Whereas
Alex was already in morning.
Yeah. The flip side to that, of course, is that with Alex waiting for day, he got a bomb bag. Skyward did not get that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Skyward has plenty of shoes, and there's nothing on bomb shoe bowling, so there's a lot of checks that Skyward still has open to him, but those bomb bags just keep things very nice and clean.
Right, it's like you want to spend a couple of explosives going through Lost Woods, because you got the 2 grottos to do. So that's already 2 down. And then...
Skyward's already on 7 shoes.
Yeah, just been burning through them. Like, I don't think Skyward has safe scummed any of the chews yet. Partially because they kind of like, he very quickly ran down the count in Dodongo's cavern, and then found the 20 with basically the last one.
Hey, I called it! I called it! Here he is!
For anyone who doesn't know, Alex will do Child Ground City absurdly early, and every single time it's talked about, he's like, it's a good play, it's a statistically relevant location to check. It is incredibly early to do this. He hasn't done Deku Tree!
To be fair, he does have everything to do it, which is not common.
Right,
but...
that does help, but... Jeez. We'll see if Skyward does Goron City.
You know, something tells me...
Hasn't done Lon Lon.
Oh! He hasn't! Oh, no!
So
that could be 2 bomb bags! 2 orphaned bomb bags, because you do not come back to Castle Fairy. Like...
it was child shooting, so that one's like...
Oh, child shooting? It was?
Yeah,
okay,
that's not as bad, but...
I thought it was Castle Fairy.
The issue is the, like... Firstly, it's daytime only. And secondly, it's... Do you think you've already done it? It's like, 9 times out of 10, you go through the market, you do that. So, if Skyward goes back and just assumes it's already done because he normally would have done it at that point, I might just miss out on a bomb bag for a while. Not the most costly, also nice... nearly Goron Lullaby. Nearly.
Oh. I want some MMMIOT.
Fitting for Skyward, like... one of the best MM players right now, I think, or... I don't know about right now, but definitely, like, I don't know how much he's been playing recently, but, yeah, definitely one of the better ones in the first season.
Yeah, these bomb bags really lining up well for Alex. Yeah,
just the fact that Alex came to Goron City this early is just like, okay, of course he did. And then, Skyward is coming in, but yeah, does not have barriers. Oh my god.
And like, Dancing Dad is not a check you come back to very often. What was that?
Oh, it was the second trail hint.
Oh, that's mine.
So that's in a nicer location for Alex. He's gonna know to go back and find that boomerang at some point.
Could go and do it right now!
And the other big difference here is Alex got to go up and do the maze and get the skull that's there as child. Skyward going down to 4 bomb tubes does not want to burn 3 of them. Oh, all 4. It would be all 4 on the maze, wouldn't it? So
This is about to die.
yeah, that's a quarter of a heart. I was gonna point out earlier, Skyward beat King Dodongo, looked at the piece of heart, like hovered there for a second, and then picked it up, and like kind of thought about like, oh, it's just a piece of heart, I don't need it. Although actually, maybe I should, maybe I need the health, and
Maybe Alex needs to think that.
right now it's looking like Alex is in a boat where, yeah, can't say the thing. Although, actually, you know what? Is there a way Alex could... if Alex had kept the bombs out there, he could have grabbed this scrub and then death walked back to the top.
Inside Ganon's kiss.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh yeah, well,
Couldn't have
there
death
you go.
walked, it was a
Couldn't
heartbeat. Never mind.
No, he is very healthy.
It's always worth thinking about that kind of time save, but yeah, sometimes the game just takes it
Alright,
away
we're
from
gonna
you.
see Double Deku Tree.
Ubudeku.
Double Deku Tree. Did we see the sword chest from Skyward?
Yeah. Nothing.
Nothing.
And
Oh.
also, yeah, that was the left of the maze is dead, which... Well, Alex has done the rest of the maze now, so that's really good news for him. Get that hint on the way through and just know that Goron City is pretty much irrelevant.
Doesn't have to come back there. Except for Hot Rod. No, that's not Hot Rod. Link.
Yeah, Link the Goron.
Link to Goron. Was that another Frogs too?
Yep. So we're pretty much missing a Way of the Hero, a Foolish, 50, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Got all those sometimes early.
Yeah, it's... Oh wait, no. Still missing
We
one
missed-
sometimes. Sorry,
one
still missing
sometimes?
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Miscounted.
Alright. Will we leave Deku with another bomb bag is the question.
Nah, it has to be bomb locked now. Remote grotto or something like that. So actually, like, I guess the more serious point here for me would be, I would expect an item to be in here, and it's probably at this point something like a hookshot or a strength.
Probably be a hook shot.
Bottle. Bottle would not be unreasonable either. Something like letter.
I feel a hook shot if we're finding. Oh well, there you go. Bottle.
Close! We're nearly there! So the big thing for that is like, yeah, Kakariko Way of the Hero, you need something to put 20 in. Right now 10 is in, but not 20. Bottle does that on its own. So that's already that available. And then the other thing is, Hookshot is useful, but it doesn't do much without the strength. Although I guess they can get the strength in logic now with bombs. They can buy the bean. Do that.
Big beanin'.
But the other thing is that something like Letter or Hammer showing up makes sense because that Nocturne has to become available not early, but like within a reasonable time frame. Interesting to note as well, like, they've got Deku Tree and the starting medallion. And then, presumably, Forest is usually a pretty easy one to go to. But they need a fourth to get to their Ganon's Castle Way of the Hero.
Obviously won't be Shadow.
The claim check pickup is actually so good for Aleks here.
Oh, that's clean. That's gonna be clean.
Yeah, Skyward's already been up there. DMT is way of the hero, and Aleks is just going to go up, check that, and get the boomerang from the Summit Fairy at the same time.
It'll be very nice for Aleks.
Yeah, really nice efficiency. Or working out very efficiently for Aleks. I'm always hesitant to be like, oh, that's really efficient for Aleks, because it's like, it was absolutely nothing.
Oh, the buff from the wall too, Shawnee mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that.
But yeah. It's like, it's not like Aleks consciously chose to, you know, wait to do this until he got the claim check. It's just working out in a way that's very efficient for him.
Yeah, Aleks will clear out DMT. Get everything there.
I guess Skyward can... Well, where does Skyward go after all this? I guess they probably both want to do bottom of the well fairly soon. Skyward still has to do Lon Lon on the way through.
Hopefully for Skyward, he checks out Morning Market and picks up the bomb bag. Because otherwise that will be like, that really limits what he can do otherwise, because a lot of what is left right now is bomb locked.
Right, yeah. Definitely doesn't want to burn through those remaining chews. And then...
And there's also a matter of can't, like, you only have... What does he have, 4 left?
Yeah,
right
needs a wallet to really buy more at least. Yeah, and then for Aleks, I guess the question then becomes, how do you get to where you need to go? Because if you play Bolero, you have no good way across, so you want to probably play Minuet and go via Goron City.
Yeah, clear out Goron City, DMT... Well, not Goron City, because there's nothing left there,
yeah, I guess you do link the Goron and then go via the crater out at the trail and then go down the path towards Dodongo's Cavern.
And a last slingshot right here. Slingshot locked. Fitting.
Beautiful logic. Love it. Aleks just stood a little too far away from the scrub to actually shoot.
Like, there's no one here! Like, why am I not gonna shoot anyone?
And Scrub's just insta-reset. Yeah.
Coming back out, cat.
That's
Where are you going?
kind of surprising, actually. Oh, Bomb of the Well, right. Yeah. Okay. I was gonna...
That's still... No? They don't
Strength.
have means?
You grab the strength, the boomerang.
Oh, yep. Pick up some bugs, too.
Alright,
Yep.
electric
Makes
skulls.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good.
Not a bad play.
I'm a little surprised because I was expecting, like, mostly Prelude, I guess, but, like, or at least Serenade. I think you want to go do Lon Lon soon. So I was
Yeah, I'm
expecting,
surprised about not doing Lon Lon. I don't think I've seen this setup before for TARDIS.
yeah, it's just 2 hops right and then start backflipping and...
I think I always see people just throw it and get it.
There's a bit of a precision to it. It is like, you can't be close enough that the boomerang will hit the wall. You have to look up to the right point. Like, you can line Link's head up with one of the edges to get it. But yeah, definitely an efficient way to do that. And yeah, it does mean that Skyward now has a first strength, which we're assuming is Way of the Hero, but no guarantee yet.
Still have Sun's Grave. That's it. Sun's Grave and Torches and Composer.
Yeah.
And Aleks, yep, coming right to Kakariko. Like, or
Oh? River?
going up a river?
There?
Frogs 1. And
So this
beans.
could be for the hints. You get to clear it out on the way through and get the hints. Could also be for the beans, but I guess Aleks doesn't have the rang. So he doesn't know that he can just get that really easily with that, because... yeah. So I guess this makes sense from Alex's perspective. He thinks, like, this is his best way to get that strength upgrade before he goes to the Dungo's Cavern.
Missed
Oh,
the rocks.
Those boulders are awful. Their hitbox is terrible.
I'm really interested. Did Skyward save?
I don't know, but at least is not doing the bomb checks yet. Just ran straight past that first one and is coming to the back, so I assume what we'll see here is, like, yeah, clear out the bottom of the well entirely.
Dead
except
hand.
the bomb ones. And then save, reset, do the bomb ones, reset again.
Or
Save now.
save right there. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, and
That's it too.
loved it. Our key. How many keys are actually needed to get everything in bottom of the well?
Logically, all 3. In practice, 1.
Okay.
Basically, you can open any of the doors in any order, but only one of them has actual checks behind it in these settings.
Okay. Oh.
5 more. Only 5. Like, I feel like at this point you still reset
That's the last
after doing these
2-pack,
checks.
right? Ooh, there's a bow there.
I think there's... How many 10-packs have we had?
Then we had 1 10-pack, 1 20, and 1 5, I believe.
Okay, I want to say there's 55 total in the game, so I think there's 2 more 10-packs left.
Ah.
Yeah, I would not be at all surprised to see Skyward reset and then just, like, grab those chews and nothing else at some point.
Aleks grabbing these skulls along the way.
Yeah, I can never remember if it's 3 or 4 10-packs of chews. I think it's 3, though. Oh, did Skyward just save? Oh, never mind then. I guess we won't see Skyward reset and grab those chews again.
Now, I wonder if Aleks is going to go up DMT as child or wait till adult, or if he's going to come down well.
I think bottom of the well first. You're already in Kakariko. It's such an efficient play. Like, bottom of the well is one of the best locations in the game.
So we have something on 20 or shooting gallery.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless we missed something. I don't think we missed anything, right? Awesome. The bomb shooter.
The only thing I didn't notice was on in Impa's house, and
that was a puzzle
nothing. Yeah, so.
I missed Anju's.
Anju's?
Adult Anju.
Nothing popped up after Kakariko was done, so like there's nothing on the trackers, so I don't think.
Gore on Tunic was in the graveyard, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
So yeah, that's a curious one then. It's probably. Well, I guess there's no probably to it. It's just like neither of 20 or shooting gallery is particularly more likely than the other at this point. We have a bow that is entirely in logic.
20, which is in logic with the boomerang.
Yeah. It's another strength.
Double strengths and fucking grave. So that pretty much guarantees strength 3 has something?
It could still be 2 locking 3. It could be like
the
third one is in spirit and you need to beat spirit. But
Fuck is the seed?
that's incredible. That's actually incredible.
Who's strengths in the graveyard?
The best part of this is that, like, Alex's time of day has been impeccable right now, and it feels like it's making all the difference. Like, I feel like Skyward is ahead in terms of, like, movement and checks, but Aleks has done...
Hammer! Oh,
There's the hammer. That's letter from having Nocturne then. We're just missing the letter for that. But yeah, like, I think Skyward's been doing, like, generally the more efficient plays and everything. Has kind of been going back and forth really effectively between locations and has found more stuff and is, like, further ahead. But the stuff that Aleks has found is, like, Dampe digging, time of day relevant. Child shooting gallery, time of day is relevant. And it's just paid off the entire way so far. So, yeah, I've mentioned this. I mentioned this before. Aleks does stuff where I'm watching it and I'm like, why on earth are you doing this? And then it just works. And I like every single time. There's an ongoing thing that Aleks is either the luckiest person ever, or is realizing stuff that even he can't explain, like why he does it. He understands something.
It's the hammer right away. But
well, yeah, Aleks can do the kind of more, I guess, efficient route through Bottom of the World because he has those explosives to spare.
I mean, Skyward acted like he did as well.
True, true.
Like, Skyward, from everything I've seen so far, is the person who will just burn the chews as long as he can use them.
There are really, like, two very distinct mindsets on bomb chews. It's like, do you save scum them, like, all the time? Or do you just spend them and not care? And it feels like there are very, very, very few players who are like, I'll use them occasionally, but, like, I'll save scum when I feel like I have to, or, like, people tend to be one extreme or the other.
Yeah.
And right now I feel like, well, we're not really seeing Alex's side because of the double bomb bag, but Skyward is definitely just, I'll just use them. I've got them, I'm using them. The end.
Yep. That's it.
Skyward there collected a ton of skulls.
Are we at 20? No, we're still at 10. Looks like.
Yeah, okay.
So
I think Skyward was at 11 out of Deku Tree. So grabbed 1 or 2 in Bottom of the Well, and then the 1 in the crater there. 2 in the graveyard, I want to say. So like probably about 16.
I think that bow is also really good for Aleks, and then where it is, like, that means when he goes through, if he goes through CAC up DMT, he'll be able to do shooting.
Oh yeah, yeah. Or either or that or the other way around. If he goes via Death Mountain, beats Dodongo Cavern, you come out right in front of Kakariko, so you can just go straight in and do it.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
No. Not acknowledging it.
I have pun standards.
I also have pun standards. My standards are no. None.
Oh, Alex! Alex got chomped. Skyward now getting Sarias. The question is, or will be getting Sarias now. Will that push him enough to get that bomb bag on Dancing Dad?
I don't see Skyward going back for the one on Darunia. I think the question is, getting the one in the market or not.
Well, if he gets a song here and then preludes right away, probably goes back to market. Of course, after checking the silo check. What's that one called?
Yeah. Which I think was nothing. I don't remember exactly, but I guess the other thing is that like Saria's might not push you back towards Grand City specifically, but if you know that most players would have had that early. So maybe you minuet here and Serenade?
Serenade.
So Serenade instead of Prelude says you want to go into the market, as opposed to... Oh, no. Prelude, okay.
Prelude, okay. Were they debating doing...
I feel like Skyward was trying to figure out which one was faster, Prelude or Serenade, to go into the market, which I'm pretty sure is about the same between the two.
Prelude has to be a lot faster, right?
The loading zones between them are pretty notable. With the Owl
but Serenade is all the way across Hyrule. With
the Owl cutscene shortened.
Oh, Owl! I forget about that.
Yeah, taking the Owl is actually really good.
So Skyward getting bomb bag though, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see Aleks go through Kakariko from the looks of things. This movement says not warping, not doing Death Mountain, just...
Probably going for adult shooting along the way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Probably adult shooting up to go to straight to DC, clear that out, and then make the way up the rest of the mountain through Crater, I'm betting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously not warping through Crater, but he could have still done Saria's and gone that way.
This hasn't worked out for Aleks at all, though. His time of day is, like, terrible for this. I feel like if he was going to do this, Minuet into Goron City was probably the way. But, yeah, as it stands, he's going to go up, do Dodongo's Cavern, and probably come back out from there.
Works too.
You won't get anything from doing Dodongo's Cavern.
I mean,
but obviously he doesn't know that.
Still needs the stone. Regardless.
Right, yeah, needs to do it, just nothing of interest.
Is good for... Is this skull spawned in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love that you can climb that wall. I don't know why, but...
To get the skull token?
Yes, of course. The skull just created these grooves in the wall that you can just grab onto.
Yeah, I mean... My skull does that all the time.
It's that one and the Water Temple. The Water Temple has like a bunch of hookshot targets that just don't exist. Just like invisible hookshot targets everywhere.
Places you can latch onto.
Yeah, it's like random corridors will just have a hookshot target that you can't see. Oh, this is an interesting point as well. Yeah, when Skyward came through Dodongo's Cavern, he didn't know about 40 skulls having hovers. So Aleks is going to grab the skulls in here that Skyward pretty much skipped over.
There's a lot of nice skulls in Dodongo's Cavern, but they're mostly all off the beaten path.
Yeah, there's that one that's kind of out of the way, but reasonable to get. God, they're so close on the skulls as well. It's 16 to 17 there.
So we'll probably see a full clear of, or majority of clear for Fire Temple from Skyward, right?
Yeah, I don't see a reason that Skyward would not clear fire here. I think you just go through the whole thing.
You've got everything, and boss key isn't super early, so...
I mean, even if it is, I don't know.
Well,
You probably
could
don't
still be.
full clear fire, but at least beating fire is 100% like... You go until you get the boss key, and then you kind of see where you are and figure out how worthwhile it is going forwards to the shortcut or to full clear, depending on where the boss key is.
Still love the fact that that explosion can't hurt you at all. OT is a well-made game.
No. So like, that's one of those lines that you just hear all the time. This is a well-made game. The game gets confused.
It's amazing learning all the, like, intricacies within, especially older games, on how things link together, which... Like, looking back retroactively and at how things are programmed and coded now, you wonder how in the world any of this worked to start with.
It's always really funny because, like, if you think of, like, games that are considered almost like at that level, like the best games ever, pretty much all of them are, like, fundamentally flawed in so many ways. You know, Gen 1 Pokemon, Final Fantasies, like the early Final Fantasies, like 4 or 6 or 7, OOT, they all have like these massive gaping holes in their coding, and it just doesn't matter because that's not what they were aiming for. They weren't aiming for something perfectly well coded that was always going to function 100% of the time. They were aiming for something good and fun that worked well enough to play.
Don't forget, what was it? Is it Dragon Quest 2 or 3? Which you can speedrun it using a hot plate.
Oh god, there's a few of those apparently now. I am remembering, like, FF1 has, like... And like, obviously the older the game, the kind of more you expect to see these errors, because a lot of it was due to, like, shortcuts in coding to save space. And a lot of it is due to, like, this kind of stuff has been learned over the years. Final Fantasy 1, one of my favourite things in that game is that at the very start of the game you talk to the princess and she gives you a loot. And you need that to open up the final dungeon. But there's a point of no return before you use the loot. So if you go past that point, you can't go back again. And you can just not talk to her.
Yep.
And just not get it. And you're just locked. That's it. If you go into that area without the loot, you can't get out, you can't go further, game over. Like...
Oh, we're seeing new content in Fire Temple now?
Right, so we knew the keys here, and we didn't see any further. It is a couple of rooms still to the next check, but Aleks going a little out of the way again for this one extra skull here as well. So I don't feel it picks up 3 skulls here, where I think Skyward would have got 1.
Aleks is at 18, or would be, yeah, 18, I think.
I think Skyward's at the same because he did the jump up to the Song of Time blocked one. So 18 apiece. Alex's time of day is going to be incredible for coming through into Kakariko to do shooting gallery. And then I guess the question is what's there and where he goes next, because for Skyward, like, the answer's easy, you just beat fire and that's it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, since Aleks has gone out of the way for a couple of these skulls. When it comes to the latter end of all these skulls, Aleks will definitely come out ahead.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference here is that Skyward is going through fire, so I think Skyward will be done with it by the end of fire. If nothing else, you get the one in the lower maze. Actually, I guess you can't get the ones near Pierre. So no, Skyward's going to be at 19 after fire. So the question is where that last one comes from for Skyward. There are 2 for Aleks, but Aleks isn't currently committing to a dungeon. If Aleks does go to fire from here, he'll get the last 2 skulls in fire.
Well, he'll even, going up Death Mountain Trail, he'll get the one in the rock, so 2 in the rocks, right?
Depends on how time of day plays out. Time of day
True.
is a big factor in all of this, I think, but yeah.
Aleks avoiding
Yeah.
that heart like the plague.
And yeah, being pointed out, actually, it's worth noting, Aleks came in while it was night, and beating Dodongo's Cavern sets it today. So if he was going to go and get those trail skulls and do the checks up that way, he should have done it really before Dodongo's Cavern.
But we're gonna see Shooting Gallery. There's the boss key from Skyward.
Oh, Aleks, don't do this, Aleks. I know you want to buy a shield. Oh, the discount. Never mind. I forget about the discount every time. I'm still not used to, like, the free Zelda side of things. Like, I was like, if he buys this shield, he can't afford Shooting Gallery. But of course, the discount means he can, because he would have been one short with a full price shield.
And you always get at least 1 off.
I don't have the range on it, but it's like 5 to 65 or something.
It's varied a lot. Oh, Aleks hadn't even gotten this one yet.
No, Aleks was, yeah, being very careful with the bomb shoes earlier.
So it was bombs.
Not actually a bloopy game. Ooh. Sorry, Skyward's file name is Wee.
Whee!
Oh, okay. I've mentioned this before. Everyone always talks about like EU aim and NA aim. In OOT, it's always that the EU aim is the good one and the NA aim is the bad one. I guess not just in OOT, but you know, in OOT it is very much that the EU one is generally better. It's not EU, it's French aim.
It's 20. 20
It's
skulls.
20 skulls. Yeah, British aim is terrible. And Alex's aim was always a little shaky. I've definitely heard it before where EU is also bad. Like, EU and NA are terrible, and it's actually, like, generally the, like, Asian servers that have people who can actually aim. Or South American.
No one can aim. That's the real truth. And double strength Aleks. Going...
This is Trail. This is to get to Death Mountain Trail, I think.
That makes sense.
Skyward's gonna be dungeon ahead though, coming like through fire pretty quickly. I missed where Skyward save quit. Did Skyward open a shortcut, or just get the boss and bail?
I think he just bailed.
I saw the save quit, but I didn't see where it was from. Like doing a lot of running back and forth through the Lost Woods right now.
Lost Woods. Everyone's favorite woods.
Did Aleks save scum earlier, or did I? That grotto was closed. That grotto wasn't. The boulder was there. Aleks had bombs. Did Aleks not check that grotto?
Is there anything in it?
I don't know. Oh, that's
What's that?
the river chest is dead. They had to change the phrasing on... Sorry, not the river chest, the other one, the boss key chest. They had to change the phrasing on it because...
CMSC?
Right. So if chest size matches content,
CSMC.
it's no longer a gilded chest.
Yep.
So they had to change the phrasing. But yeah, water is That one's dead, so... Both runners did see the grotto. Okay. Wasn't confident on whether Aleks had done it. I just saw the boulder there. I was like, wait, hold up. Like, that doesn't look right. How many is... So this is 19 each?
Yeah.
That wasn't that grotto, that was the scrub. I don't know if Aleks checked the one by Goron City, because the boulder was in the way still. Ah, okay. Aleks did save Scum in there. Okay.
Well, Skyward going up for the claim check.
Oh yeah, so this was one of the things we said, like, Aleks might gain back some time here. Skyward's already been up here. We know that the fairy up here had the boomerang.
Nothing.
Yeah,
So,
not
Aleks does in fact gain some time back for that. Not
right,
much.
just the fact that Skyward walked up here twice and Aleks is doing it just the once is, yeah, pretty valuable. Oh, Aleks checking a hint up here as well. I love it. Aleks was like trying to use the bomb 2 backflip, missed it on the first couple, and was like, I'm just gonna get Deku nuts out so that I can blow them up. Opens the menu and just sees 0, and Paul like hesitates for a second, is like, bombs? Okay. Oh, there's a click check.
So which is the shortcut in Fire Temple?
The upper maze Goron. The one that's like... the room with like the torch slugs where you need strength. It's the Goron in that cell there.
Looks like Skyward got the boss key, left the lower maze, and then checked the bowlock chest, and then left.
So stopped just short of the shortcut. I wonder if he was key locked.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have a key.
Right.
And the
okay.
chest
So they
doesn't
were
have
key
one.
locked at the boss key at the bowlock chest. Cool. Okay. So actually now like these two are pretty much level, except for the fact that Aleks has done Dampe digging.
And that's pretty valuable.
Yeah, like, same songs, same items, except that strength 2. I guess Aleks has to go back and do fire. Aleks still has to finish fire. And, you know, not get launched off the side of DMT. Was that a big poke?
Oh, but that's not logical.
What? That can be Way of the Hero, yes. You
Wait,
cannot
it can?
release... Yeah, because it's the only bottled item you can't release.
I
You
thought
can't,
that
like,
you
waste
did that
it.
change at some point? Because I thought it used to be.
That and the Ruto's Letter are the only 2 bottled items that can be Way of the Hero, because you
Alright.
have no way of getting rid of the Big Poe, other than by turning it in for the check.
Oh, Skyward.
Setting the time of day to do Dampe there, it looks like. That's
Skyward.
incredible though. That means that somehow this Poe bottle locks Epona.
Let's see. What will we get here? Oh. The auto chain!
That's so good. That is
Oh.
so good.
What a fucking seed already.
Oh. Amazing. Okay, so I guess Epona's is probably in Ice
Ice
Cavern.
Cavern? Yeah.
But oh no, I was gonna say it could be behind Shadow, but it can't be. We already know both of those. Oh my god. But that is Nocturne available, by the way. That is Nocturne already available.
Yeah, we have Jabu, we have Fire, and everything's accessible.
Yeah. No hookshot yet, but... God, that is incredible. Rushus does look like 4 songs, but we know 3 of them.
Yeah.
No, it's OOT Nocturne into Prelude has Summertime and Burning Cat has Suns.
Alright,
Well,
let's...
there's the strength for Skyward. So yeah, at that point now, Skyward is solidly ahead.
Yeah?
Has picked up that letter, has beaten Fire, and otherwise, yeah. Again, they're pretty much at the same point otherwise, but Skyward just did the things that Aleks had over him, and yeah, Aleks hasn't gained enough back in that time, basically.
He needs to go faster. Gotta keep up. Skyward's routing has just worked out so much better that Aleks is just kind of falling into the right times has just not held up because of.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest thing there is like Alex's sequencing around Dodongo's Cavern, Kakariko, Death Mountain. I kind of feel like if he'd gone to Death Mountain's, like the Death Mountain area first, with that Trailway of the Hero, and then followed that round to Dodongo's Cavern, he could have had 20 skulls for Kakariko. He would have still been behind at this point, but would have at least the Big Po bottle done, and would have saved a bit of backtracking up and down on the way. Climbing the chain link fence the whole way.
It,
Feels so bad. It's like a spirit wall. You never want to climb that wall in spirit, if you can avoid it. So
you also haven't found any like movement items yet. Like no hovers, no irons, no hooker longs.
Yeah, like even Epona's being locked away as like just extra movement, extra time spent doing everything. This is incredible. Like, what a seed.
What a beautiful mess of a seed. Oh, Aleks missing the ground jump here.
Right, second try. On the second try, he got it on the first try.
What was that up there? Looked like a bundle of arrows.
Yep, a whole lot of that.
See, frogs won though. What do we got? Probably nothing, but.
Yep.
That's one of those things though, like if you find something on Frogs 1 was starting with storms, like that could really like psych a runner out
I feel
at
like
this
that's
point in the race.
yeah. I feel like it's one of those checks that always feels bad, no matter the situation. Did you get storms early? Well, then this has been available since the start, and someone might have done it early. Did you get storms late? Hope you didn't strand frogs on its own and clear the rest of the river out. Like,
Oh wait, it had the hook shot you needed to complete everything? Ooh, someone probably has that.
yeah. Better hope you're not an hour behind. Whoops.
Aleks gonna go through, get key locked as well. When you see Child Zora Domain for the first time.
And I would imagine the last time. I already know it's foolish, so we're not going to waste time doing torches or diving game or anything. 2 really slow checks actually, so this is really nice to be able to skip. Even if it's only 2 checks.
So now we got a good chunk of stuff. I mean, Jabu's not much, but
Jabu leading to... I guess Nocturne doesn't do anything yet. No Dins, no magic, but Jabu also means Ice Cavern. So, yeah. Decent amount already, and then also Strength 2 on top of that.
we'll see
And
the
obviously-
fairy here.
And we're expecting Epona in Ice Cavern at that point, so then you've got the whole Gerudo area open, and...
But what if it's Requiem to Epona on Colossus?
Even better. Even better. You get Spirit and Gerudo. Yeah.
Just make the logic go deeper.
Gotta say, like, one of the things I really like with the league settings and the way they've played out, like, obviously, this wasn't really what we were aiming for, making them, but it's something that's just... Oh, Aleks, come on, please. Do better than this.
No, apparently not.
Not doing any setup, it's just an aimless jump. That's not how this works.
Wait. Aren't you supposed to, like, target the wall and shield turn it?
There's an ESS version, there's a C-up version, and then there's a dry roll version where you just, like, climb up. That's the easiest one, I think, but it's also slower if you don't get it. It's easier to get first try, but if you get the others first try, they're faster.
Yeah. I mean...
But basically, yeah,
means...
as you climb up to that ledge, you just target, press A to roll, so that you just, like, roll, like, dry roll forwards, and then just hold down. And you'll just jump up and grab the edge next to the boss door. But, yeah, so the thing right now is, like, one of the things I really like with the League settings, and it's kind of like, it's not what we were aiming for. I feel like it's, like, almost like, I was going to say a nice coincidence with it. Not everybody thinks it's a good thing. I personally do. But very few of the seeds are bottlenecked behind a couple of early game items. It's usually, here are like 3 or 4 different items you can work with, and you kind of have to figure out how best to utilize those as a whole. This has to be one of the most bottlenecked starts I've seen in the league so far. I've been watching a lot of the races, but this has to be one of the most bottlenecked starts I've seen where, okay, you've got like 2 items, and then you took those and you got like another 2 items. The fact that right now it does kind of feel like, I guess Deep Fire could have something. You could have to go further in Fire, but otherwise it's like, you've not really had any other options to this point. You do everything they've both done, and that's it. It's only now that it opens up.
Done it.
Right. And like, there's little bits of sequencing in there that will speed it up or slow it down, but this is kind of the first bit where this one's opening up, where you've got these options of like, Ice Cavern, and then, I assume Ice Cavern is a given. You have to do Jabu, you have to do Ice Cavern. The question then becomes like, okay, well, say you get Eponas, do you go over to GTG? Probably yes, but it's mostly out of logic. If you get Requiem into Eponas, then it's like, okay, well, are you going to do Spirit? Are you going to do GTG? Are you going to go Child to do Spirit? Because that's probably more valuable when you don't have a hook shot.
Still don't have a hook shot.
Yeah, this is where it's starting to open up. This is where it's really starting to feel a little more, I guess, flexible. This is going to feel terrible for Aleks, by the way. Aleks is going Child here.
Not gonna get that bottle. Or if he does, He'll be as child and will be...
Right. Yeah. I don't know what he's going going child for, sorry. Just going child. But if he turns in 20 during that, yeah, he's gonna be getting a big Po bottle and going, shit, back to adult, back to child, back to adult.
He's setting... I think he might be setting up Pierre to do deep fire.
No? Oh?
Like, why else would he go Lake Hylia?
This looks like field? So their save warp is in Kakariko, so... Oh, maybe, yeah. Valley? Is this a Valley play?
I think... hint. Okay. $40 again.
Nice reminder of what we're working with here, by the way.
Setting up
okay.
that.
Okay, plant the bean here, and also grab that 20th skull while you're at it. Yeah, might backfire a little with this, but I at least understand the reasoning behind planting a bean here.
We haven't quite seen what's under the water there yet, have we?
Did we see a lake trip earlier? I don't think we did.
Not a child one.
No.
Gonna set up here.
Wait.
Well,
Fishing,
did
right?
we?
Skyward do fishing? Also, did Skyward just throw Ruto off the edge? Oh, that's a rough one. That is a very time-consuming mistake.
Well, that's like all of Jabu
You
again.
just have to climb back up, find her again at the top. So you don't have to do most of it, but you just have to climb all the way back up here. And bring her back down.
I guess there's nothing in that bottle, or in that bottle location normally.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, like I said, Aleks might be setting up Pierre to go deep fire. Like, preparing for, you know, the 20 not to be something that amazing. And make him have to do deep fire.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of options, like, it also makes sense to try and get these out the way here, just be a little bit more efficient with it, but if you're expecting to not get a hook shot, having the lab set up can be really nice.
So,
obviously,
vanilla Sapphire on Jabu.
oh yeah. But yeah, obviously the flip side to it is that Aleks doesn't know it, but basically the one thing that punishes him here is getting a big Po, which is so unlikely, and yet.
Isn't the skull way out here as well?
Is this number 20? I thought it was already... I guess he's going above 20 because of hovers, but like, yeah, this one is out the way. 23 he's at, okay. I guess
He's got more plans, because he's not save warping right now.
I guess everything he's doing is still required. It's not like he's wasting time necessarily, but like, there are skulls he can get that are more en route, that are easier to get and quicker to get.
It could be, considering he hasn't gotten a 50 hint yet, or at least that we haven't seen. He could be playing towards that 50, being more thorough.
I don't think so. I think Aleks is the type of person who sees skulls and pushes skulls, and the problem here is that, like, he doesn't know he's going to go and get the letter. But just Jabu alone is like 4 skulls that are incredibly quick to get, that you're on the right path for. Sure, Aleks needs more than 4 skulls, but for all we know, Baronade has a hook shot, and then you just go through Forest, and then you just go through, I don't know, Spirit and Ice Cavern, and suddenly you're rolling in skulls.
This looks like a Valley play, like you're talking.
Sorry, I realised how weird that sentence was as I said it.
So, nothing in Jabu proper. Of course, it'll be our Nocturne, but...
Yes, Baronade. Yeah, if Baronade has like hookshot, that would be the biggest thing for Skyward here.
It could also just be anywhere in Ice Cavern, though, which is
Right,
just
or
likely.
these kind of overworld checks that Alex is doing now. Like, Alex is being very thorough right now. That's not always a bad thing. Hey, Alex. Oh,
Fine.
to Savia.
Anything here? Is that a fire trample way of the hero?
I missed that.
Was that a fire temple way of the hero? I think
If it was, we haven't seen anything there.
that would bode very well for what Alex has set up. If it was.
Oh, it is actually Hook on Baronade!
Fire Foolish?
Oh, Training Grounds way of the hero. Fire Foolish would make sense. Because that's our 5th way of the hero right there.
Okay. So that's not good for Alex.
No, because that's open with Epona. So Skyward here is gonna, you know, grab this Fairy Fountain, go Adult, do Ice Cavern, and then head over towards GTG and start pushing that. Alex has to turn in this 20 quickly and just follow the logic from there. And then the question becomes, is there enough time to kind of catch up with basically Skyward being ahead in terms of a fairly linear seed, yeah.
Unless Alex finds something in this valley. Which could also be bad for him. Send him on a train ignoring that. Those bottles.
Yeah, I don't think Skyward did rally earlier. And the best thing to be here for Alex would be like Magic or Dins. Something that doesn't do anything on its own yet, but will later on, will be relevant to have a bit further in.
Ends would be very good. Magic would be nice as well. Clear out the rest of market. You're already child. And what is it?
Arrows, arrows. Alex looking a little indecisive there. Where is it going? It's not gonna walk from here. Oh, sure, yeah, the dirt patch here. So, I know we've seen that hint. I don't remember where. So maybe Skyward did come down here. I feel like Skyward did rally earlier, but I'm not 100%.
I don't know.
Definitely seen that hint, at least, but...
I feel like I haven't seen Valley, but could be mistaken.
The scary thing right now is Ganon's and GTG way of the hero.
Looks just planting the bean? Or
Bug
swamp,
patch.
of course.
Also, yeah, Epona's doesn't quite have to be an ice yet, but it's very, very close to that. Pokemon mentioned earlier, it could easily be Requiem into Epona's over there. Either way, Epona's has to be behind ice. Yeah.
Only 6. Is that on both sides?
Definitely saw the 26 on Alex. I didn't see on
Going straight adult again? Yeah. So it's just for skulls?
The valley checks, and planting the bean, I guess.
And a couple of the field checks.
And to be fair, Skyward currently doing the same kind of thing. This is like a child cleanup here. not really.
Gonna get
disappointing
that
me,
bomb
like,
bag now.
Yeah. This might be like a big playstyle difference though. Like Alex, I know, is the kind of player who really values hints and really prioritizes things that are way the hero and is very good at following the logic. Skyward is generally an MMR player, not an OOTR player, typically. And one of the biggest differences you'll see between OOT and Majora's Mask is Majora's Mask has fewer checks, but you end up kind of full clearing a bit more often. Like, you end up being more thorough with your plays because there aren't exactly like big dense locations that you have to kind of full clear early or anything. There's a lot of scattered bad checks. Well, yeah, there's some that are slightly better than others, but there's no like, you know, Deku or DC equivalent. There's no bottom of the well equivalent. There's no GTG value play. I thought for a second that was the other hook shot. So one of the differences you will see though is that MM players generally are a lot more thorough in how they play OOT than the people who started with OOT. So Skyward doing this like big child cleanup right here. Aleks is definitely behind right now, but he's going to get that big Po bottle, get the letter, and just go straight to Ice Cavern. In part because he's going to read the logic and go, okay, so that locks Epona's, which locks my GTG way of the hero, which means I have to just rush through all of those. Also in part because... Right. Also in part because Aleks won't have anything else to do but Ice Cavern by that point, because he's already doing all the overworld now. Which is the, I guess
he's already done his cleanup.
Right, yeah, he's done kind of a long cleanup section here, which Skyward is currently doing.
30 skulls, though. Was that 30? I think it was 30. The fish being very rude to Aleks right now.
I remember
it's
hearing
easier
it.
Now.
The optimal thing for this is to hold, like, between, like, left and down left, and just, like, tiny inputs. Like, you want to do tiny little movements going back and forth is the best way to, like, pull the fish towards you, apparently. But also, yeah, it was made easier for Rando. Promise. There's still a lot of debate on whether it was actually any better or not.
I've never seen any change. Like, honestly.
I think that, like, when they first grab, it's easier to pull in then. But if you don't do it then and there, then it doesn't make a difference. It's exactly the same.
Aleks gonna... Okay.
Dip into ice? This could be big. He still needs to go and do Jabu at some point, but... Oh, what setup is this one? Okay, I feel bad for this now. So, this setup is when Aleks was trying to learn it, and I was like, here's the setup. Oh, that didn't work. Let me figure out a backup. And I did that, and he's learned it as the main one, and it is not consistent. The whole point of it was it's a backup if things go wrong, but you're better off just resetting and doing the actual one. So, Drew Decker, like, at some point teach Aleks how to do this properly. Aleks can't shield turn because he's on a terrible controller, of course.
On Aleks, please.
Yeah, Aleks can't shield turn very effectively. He's... Oh, see there, he tried it and you can see the angle it gave him. The problem is that he's not turning towards the wall, so like, when he's going to move, he's just like... not facing the right direction.
Can't we just have the easier skip?
Because Alex is playing on a bad controller.
No, I mean the easier skip.
Oh! Through the wall! Yep, no, this is, God.
This is a big time loss.
Especially knowing that the letter is just sat there on the way of the hero that he could just go and pick up right now. That's the part that's really rough about this, is like, Kaka's way of the hero, there's been nothing there so far and you have 20 skulls and only 20 skulls left. And Aleks is over 20 skulls. He just has to go there and do it.
Not again.
When are we all chipping in to buy Aleks a GameCube controller? I say that. When we did the first multi-world tournament, we bought our team, like, matching shirts. It was the anime, like, stop watching anime and get a job ones. And Alex's is still here.
Skyward picking up the Song of Time, which is our Nocturne.
Yeah. And is probably going to go off and do Forest. And...
Well, Alex giving up. Prelude?
CAC. Please go to CAC. Aleks, no!
What?
Aleks, where are you going?
Alex!
Go to CAC!
This is... At this rate, I don't think there's any hope for Alex pulling past.
Aleks needs a last location. Like, last seed, so Aleks has done a race already against Favio, and in that the toilet was required. Alex's hope here is that the toilet is required.
Yeah, but Skyward's gonna do it before Alex does.
You gotta hope he last locations. You gotta hope Skyward last locations something, and Aleks just does it early as a risk, because he knows he just lost a bunch of time. He's going to CAC to check this as child, isn't he? He saw he was at 26. Way of the hero.
Now does he go right back adult? You turn it in.
This forces you back adult. There's no other option.
Yep, there he goes.
Gets the letter, goes back child, goes to Jabu. Oh.
This is what I imagine Alex going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh. This is like, I'm trying, like, it's really awkward, right? Obviously, like, I'm friends with Aleks. I'm trying not to be biased on commentary, and at the same time, like, even then, if this was happening to Skyward, I would be acting the same, because you don't want to see this happen in a race. Like, you want a close race. You want, like, you want both runners to have decisions to make, and you don't want it to come down to something like that.
Nope. But also Skyward's in Forest, and...
Makes sense. You gotta do all of them at some point.
And... Forest is Forest.
Yeah, so Aleks is... No, like, I guess we haven't seen any of Forest yet. We don't know what could be here.
Very clean stopless.
Yeah, that went really smoothly. I guess the best thing for Skyward again would be stuff for Shadow. But more likely is, you know, it's just a medallion. You go over to GTG, you get something like... Or you go and get Requiem and Eponas, you go to GTG, you get something like a Mirror Shield, and then you get your 4th medallion to go to Ganon's to get your next Way of the Hero.
Why Skyward hasn't gone to Ice yet, though?
They're both required. Honestly, ice versus forest is just like whatever. You're doing both.
Mm.
I feel like ice first would make sense in terms of thinking time, like being able to know. Okay, here's the logic of the seed. Here's what I've got available. Right now, we don't know if it's Requiem or Epona's. Assuming Epona's, but it could be both. And having the extra time to consider whether or not Spirit is worth doing now is potentially useful. But more than likely, Skyward already knows exactly what the plan is, which is you do Ice Cavern, you get GTG access, one way or another, you go there, and then you follow that through to probably Spirit. So I'd imagine Skyward doesn't need the thinking time for that, and at that point it becomes, well, if the Mirror Shield is in Forest and Epona's is in Ice and you don't get Requiem, then you just cross over to Spirit and don't care.
I guess especially with Forest, you're full clearing it anyways. Like, there's no ways around it.
Yeah, like it's very unlikely that Sky would find something that changes his route, but there's still that little option. And if you're just having to do all of these places anyway, you might as well do it in the way that 1 in 100 times improves your routing for it all.
Mm-hmm.
That said, whole lot of nothing so far.
Yep.
Good old Forest.
Forest. Forest having nothing? Never. Always chock full of your favorite items like blue rupees and arrows. That's what we want to see, right?
I mean, they're both going to, so all I really want to see is for both of them to not be in Forest at the same time, which we are getting at this rate, just...
I feel like Skyward will be just on Phantom Ganon by the time Aleks gets to Forest. Or Aleks could go straight to Ice Cavern.
Yeah, I was going to say the question as well is whether Aleks does Forest or Ice first. And honestly, again, I don't see that as a big difference either way. You know Ice has to come before Go Mode, because it's going to lock at least one of your Way of the Hero locations. So at that point, you're still full clearing Ice and Forest. Like, neither of those get any faster. I guess, in theory, if you found the 4th bottle in Forest and it was a bottle of Blue Fire, then Ice becomes faster. But that's it. That's literally it.
Hey, you get... I was about to say unfreeze King Zora, but Domain is dead.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to go right side first, which doesn't actually improve much, but a little bit. Tiny bit.
Just a little bit. I'm sorry I broke the rule. I couldn't help it.
It's fine, it's fine. I'll be lenient on the no singing rule for restreams, but preferably less when I'm around.
It's okay, I'll sing the inside Jabu Jabu's belly song.
Bubble squelchy noises. Can't believe nobody nominated Jabu Jabu's belly for the music tournament. Honestly. Mr.
Scandal.
Clear winner right there. Oh.
We still haven't seen that 50 hint either.
Oh, yeah. Only one check, so it's something that you don't worry about until you have to, basically. But it's still a check that could worry them a bit going forwards.
You think you had it, Johnny? I haven't seen it, but...
I don't think we saw 50. I remember seeing both 30s at least, but...
I'm not good enough at OOT reading to read as fast as either Alex or Skyward reads these hints.
I mean, yeah, usual disclaimer of it is very difficult to keep up with 2 runners at once and at their pace, and honestly, we wouldn't even have the hints we do have without the trackers and people in chat, so... Which I guess is a good time to remind everyone that, yeah, we do have Riley and Thunder tracking today. Big
shout-outs to them.
Yep. And Shawnee restreaming, and of course Alex and Skyward playing, and everyone should give them a follow. I do have the commands for RTC if people want to do this. But I don't actually do a restreamer command. There's also R. RTC, but like R? CTR.
Yeah.
Crash Team Racing revamped. Perfect. That's how we do it.
Exactly.
Also,
You know-
I guess, actually, related to that, while I remember, if people want to help out with the restreams, let me know. Because there has been a post, but we have got 2 more in the next 2 days going on, say. We've got Soda versus Sly tomorrow, and then Purple versus SDG Sean on Monday. So, no, wait, tomorrow is Monday. Tuesday. Days are hard. So, yeah, if people want to help out with those, just let us know. Still nothing for Skyward, of course.
Nope.
But, a lot of skulls. Thanks, Forest, I guess.
What's your favorite Poe?
Meg. It's always Meg.
I don't know. I kind of like the puzzle block one.
Oh, no. That's my least favorite because I hate the puzzle block room.
But like, it's at least interesting in comparison to the rest. Like, they're all just, oh, I'll shoot the paintings, or I'm already here and then I split apart. That
Meg
one's
spends all of her time either trying to attack people or crying, and honestly, I can relate.
Blue Ghost?
Inky.
Inky?
I can never remember which of the first 2 is which, that's why I said Meg. I mean, honestly, I can never remember which of the first 3 is which, that's why I said Meg.
Meg is the only name I know. I know there's... Well, I know the names. Like,
Yeah,
there's Meg, Beth... Alright, I'm out.
Amy and Joelle. They're named after the characters from Little Women.
I don't know what that is.
It's a famous book.
I think I read?
I'm not gonna lie, I mostly know it because A, my brother read it when he was younger, and B, Sporkle quizzes. It's one that comes up a lot on those. Louisa May Alcott, Little Women.
I really like that recoil.
Yeah,
Very
it's really
smooth.
satisfying. It's like very simple, but like really nice to do. Also, we've nearly got ourselves through an entire forest temple with just basically shit posting on comms. It's great.
I mean, isn't that what happens at Forest Temple normally? Like, in any comms?
It's perfect. It's just what you want. Oh, I still have to figure out how to do this fast block pull strat. I think there's a way to do this where you end up on the inside of the blocks more than on the outside, and it's slightly faster.
I think I've seen a couple people do it, but, you know, obviously don't remember much of it.
Yeah, Skyward did what I normally end up doing, which is kind of hugging the outside and finishing with about 40 seconds left, like 39, 40 normally. But yeah, the other method gets you like 41 or 42.
As long as you don't fail it.
That is difficult to do.
Well, especially the fast block push. Like, original push, it's difficult to do, but...
So Aleks going for the swag octo.
When doesn't he go for swag?
This is a really funny one for me, because I remember talking about this for ages. Someone showed it off once, and I was like, that's incredible, I need to start doing that all the time. And so I did the... started doing, the shield grind across the spikes. Oh, did he just do normal big octo but do the shield grind out? Ah, I missed that part. Shit. Fine.
Ooh.
Aleks is boring and didn't do swag. No, you don't do. You shouldn't do it. It's risky for no reason. Risky for absolutely 0 time save. But yeah, it's really funny. I remember someone showing off the swag octo thing. For anyone who doesn't know, the idea is you stun big octo, turn around, shield turn around, side hop with the shield up into the spikes to grind behind, and then crouch stab from the back. Someone showed it off once, and I was like, that's amazing, I'm doing this all the time. And it was just a strat that someone mentioned. It was like, hey, is this allowed? And I was like, yes it is, and yes, I'm doing it. And then I was doing it for ages and started showing it to other people and talking about it and stuff, and then it turned out apparently that the person who first started doing it in rando was Drew, and I didn't even realize. I just started doing it.
Of course it's true.
But it's not a good strat. It's not actually worth doing.
But
which is why I do it.
It's funny. It's funny. So you have to do it. Whoa, a boss key. That's pretty exciting.
So even if Forest was foolish and your final dungeon, you were full clearing Forest looking for that anyway?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. That nut caught the one at the back. Wait. Aleks threw that nut so quickly, and it was his last one, and it just happened to hit all of them.
Aleks has confidence.
Incredible.
Likes to live life on the edge.
Alrighty. Said earlier that thought Aleks might be entering Forest as Skyward finishes it. Not far off right now.
Nope. Also, my favorite tidbit about the Phantom Ganon fight is that if you don't have a stereo system, then this fight is much harder.
I never use the sound cues. I always use the visuals, but then on emulator it's way clear. Oh, yo! Skyward knows one cycle PG. God damn.
That is
This guy.
clean
This
as hell.
guy. This
Woo.
guy.
I thought you hated puns.
That was sick. That was amazing. Okay,
But absolutely nothing in Forest Temple. What a shocker.
people in 4 know one cycle. Oh my god! I gotta double check this table, but I'm pretty sure Zeph is also in 4. Zeph definitely knows it as well, and is also Division 4, just the other side of it.
I feel like 4 is filled with a lot of people who are either... There's a lot of people that are definitely in a lower league because they don't have the results.
4 is people who are incredibly good at the game, but don't have those results, basically. It's people who are consistently good in, like, weeklies and, like, pickup races, or have had, like, decent results but nothing outstanding. And then you look at, like, the Division 3 players, and it's people who have basically all top 32 at some point. I think there are 2 players in there who have never had a top 32, and both of them are very, very, very consistent top finishers in weeklies, so...
Yeah.
I don't think anybody is questioning Arthur or Sora being in that group, so...
See Skyward moving up, though. He's been playing really solidly.
Yeah, Skyward's big thing is, like, Skyward put a lot of time into MM and less so into OT. What is that? That could have been any, like, 4 different things, and only one of them is useful, so... Oh well.
I couldn't tell.
It was gold, at least, so... Assuming, you know, huge rupee, or Deku Seeds, or maybe light arrows.
Or gold gauntlets.
On gold. Yeah, on the division front, one of the things I've had to point out to a few people already is, like, because of the way the divisions are pushed in front in terms of, like, there are more of the lower divisions than the top ones. You know, there's only 1-1, 1-2, and then 2-3s, 2-4s, so on, down to 8-8. We have 154 players, and 40, what is it, 46 of, no, 40, yeah, 46 of those are Division 8. That doesn't sound right.
It's a lot of
46.
people.
46. No, it is 46. Never mind. I was right. So yeah, like, a third of the league is in Division 8. You know, we went through it the other day and we were like, yeah, if you go, like, the halfway mark, so, like, rank number 77, that is somewhere in Division 6. So
Yeah.
everybody who's looking at it is like, oh, Division, like, people are like, oh, Division 4 or 5, that's really low, and it's like, no, that's above average. Like, I know I've definitely seen a lot of comments from a lot of people who are like, oh, this person's way lower than they should be, and I'm like, are they though? Like, are they lower than the people above them?
I need to see if I can get another good look at that item.
Oh, the Icy Waters one?
Yeah.
I feel like it might have been light arrows, but more likely than that is it's useless. I was going to say there is kind of one big difference between the two runners here as well. Skyward's cleanup didn't take him through Hyrule Field, and Alex's has. So Alex is the only one who actually has GTG as Way of the Hero as a hint.
Yeah, that's fair, but
But where else do you... Oh, never mind. Okay, it's not the light arrows, I can tell you that now. It wasn't the light arrows in the Icy Waters, because they're right there.
that's not light arrows in it. Think it's gold root.
Yeah, just a huge rupee or like Deku Seeds or something like that.
It looked pretty goldy, like light arrow goldy, but if you found, you know, since Skyward found it right there, probably just a huge rupee. Just stock up on that blue fire, which you can conveniently put in a bottle. The bottle won't feel hot.
Blue Fire and Red Ice are like never explained, are they? Like,
Why would they be?
fire hot? Is it cold and the red ice is hot? Is it like why are they
Is it?
not just fire
Why do they
and
call
ice?
it?
Why is it blue fire and red ice?
Why they call it blue ice when it
When you
off in the cold
when you oven the hot ice.
and of out the cold fire eat the ice?
I swear to God. So yeah, going back to the point from earlier, Alex is the only one who knows GTG is Way the Hero. But where else will Skyward go, right?
Yeah.
So you get Requiem. So you go over, maybe you do Spirit first. Maybe. But then you go GTG immediately afterwards. And you lose nothing for doing Spirit first, because you still have to do Spirit at some point. Like, it's not like you're wasting time doing something unnecessary. It's like, no, you still need to do this. You're wasting like a fraction of time walking in and out. An extra time. Like, that's fine.
And like the difference between full clearing and go moding spirit isn't that big.
Right.
Like you can skip a decent chunk of stuff, especially the child. Like spirit, if you're lucky with keys at least. But it's not that much shorter between go moding and not. Alright, is it Epona or Requiem?
My bet's on Requiem.
Steak.
Yeah.
It is Requiem. Oh, this is great.
So this is Alex's best shot. Is Skyward doesn't know GTG's Way of the Hero, goes to do Spirit, finds nothing, and then basically burns little bits of time going back and forth for things like this. Aleks has a lot of ground to make up right now, and the only way it's going to happen is like little incremental bursts like that. So
Alright, let's see this hint though.
there's the water boss key chest being dead.
And oh, they didn't get a peek at the arch.
I think it was just arrows. I think we saw it on the back walk.
Okay.
And there's the opponents. There we go.
Yep.
So, importantly though, Skyward will know that this chain locks the long shot. Something on this chain has to lock long shot, or else that big Poe is not Way of the Hero. Oh, sorry, long shot or magic. Has to lock your access to the desert. So obviously the big Poe bottle was Way of the Hero, which locked Ruto's letter, which led to Requiem, which led to Epona's. If you could just get long shot and magic, you can long shot across the bridge, and then go across the desert and get Epona's that way.
Now for some fresh content.
Ah, letter led to hook. So that's true. Yeah, the big Poe's already covered, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, for the Ritos.
Yep. We are only missing 4 items total right now as well, because we know where the hovers are. So it's a long shot, a mirror shield, Din's Fire, and probably iron boots.
And 2 scales. Definitely. Well, logically, the 2 scales could be Way of the Hero.
It's true. Oh god, could you imagine go to GTG and you're like, I found a scale. You
Have
like,
to be both?
do a bunch of overworld checks, eventually find like, I don't know, the mirror shield. You go beat Spirit, and then you go to Ganon's castle and it's like, here's the other scale. And both of the remaining Way of the Heroes are just scales to get Dins or something. God, that would suck.
Alright, this seed is go-
Oh,
Prelude?
locked out a Spirit.
Yep. Okay.
So that means Skyward is putting off GTG pretty hard here, though.
It makes sense though, pushing the progression spirit. Like,
I agree, but like no mirror shield does make it a little clunkier. So I feel like yeah, Aleks getting that hint right now is kind of coming into play a bit. I don't think it's enough on its own, but like I say, this is Alex's best shot. Is like lots of little things like this adding up.
he still has Ice Cavern. He still has Ice Cavern.
Yeah, but Aleks is gonna just do Ice Cavern after this, and then take that to Epona, and then take that to GTG, like straight away, or more accurately, take Requiem to Epona and then reverse to GTG. Like, Aleks is the type of player I think who follows hints pretty aggressively, and will just rush towards it.
But we'll see if Child Spirit bears any good news.
Child Spirit has to have at least a key. That's, well, something. Don't know how good a something it is, but...
It is at least a singular thing. Maybe even two things. Like how they give you this big Stalfos. It's like, oh, you're a child, you'll have to fight a Stalfos, and you can just leave it. You don't.
Just walk past, like, no,
Hey,
no,
there's the
Guardian,
key.
over here. Hello, Gate Guard.
You've gotten one child key. Is that enough?
Got it.
It
Yeah.
is. Okay. Never seen that particular one.
I like that, yeah, it's like, it's definitely the easiest and fastest way to do that, I guess, but... Oh, wait, is Skyward gonna climb? Ah, I guess she didn't have a fire source, no magic.
Yeah.
Climbing up here is the best way to get these two fire locked checks.
Yeah, with two keys there, that's hard locked for having to come to Child Spirit, right?
Well, more accurately, no keys on adult side means it's,
Oh, yeah.
In terms of the logic, though, there has to be a key, at least one key, between these two chests in this room and then the two firelock chests. So only one of those has to be a key, which means actually the odds of finding an item up here... Well, no, sorry. The odds of... The check density up here is pretty good, is what I should say.
We're gonna find tons of blue peas. Open up a key already.
A.
Oh,
Check
purple.
there. So this puts basically, at this point, pretty much all of Spirit is in logic. The argument is, I guess, the fire sources. Like, if one of those is a key, then beating Spirit is locked by magic and a fire source. But right now, like, the checks are all pretty much in logic.
Yeah. Rumble pack. Ooh.
That is not a key.
Yo, if you go back in time, I hear that lets you listen to hints.
Stone of Agony for hints was always one of the most polarizing settings, because in theory it's really good. Because you're like, you don't just like get your hints, you have to work for them, you have to really do something to get your hints, and then it becomes a question of like, how much is it going to tell you that you don't already know, and how much is like, you know, really out the way and whatever. And what it actually ended up doing was going, Firstly, nothing hinted is in logic until you find a stone. So you don't push skulls until super late, and then you find a late stone, and then it turns out 50 is like go mode mirror shield, and you're at like 10 skulls. And also, races are decided by like, you know, oh, there was a Stone of Agony on Dampé digging. One person got it early and read all of these hints that told them where to go. And the other person just didn't get it and is just playing blindly.
Oopsie.
Like, in theory, it's a cool setting. In practice, a little less so. Also, Aleks didn't find another key, so the Firelocks checks were nothing. Oh, Spirit is in.
You mean Skyward?
Skyward! That one. Always happens. Always happens. Oh.
This is tossing a lot of sticks. Oh, I guess because he doesn't have the right shield on for our crouch.
Can't crouch stab, yeah, right now. Saving the menu and 20-something sticks to burn. You don't mind. Nothing else to really use them on either. We've already done Deku, already done Jabu, already done
Alright.
Wow.
Anything in Spirit so far? No.
So Child Spirit, not exactly valuable.
No. 2 keys, which you need, but...
But the flip side to that is, yeah, the time it took Skyward to do all of that, he got the 2 keys and cleared out the child side, like, climb. That Aleks will have to do as adult, presumably. But Aleks
a little too early.
Still has to do all of Ice. So Skyward's a huge lead right now. Just a
question is,
massively.
does Skyward go back to Spirit or go to GTG? Oh, 40! Already got 40 for the hovers.
Ooh. But no dins and no magic still. Amazing.
So it doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah, that does one thing, and it's a terrible thing to think about in terms of logic.
Oh.
It puts Fire Temple into logic.
It's... well... I don't know if Skyward has the Fire Temple Foolish.
Right. But, like, beating fire was not in logic until hover boots were picked up.
Oh.
Because you needed to hover across to Volvagia because you would heal up by her.
True.
That's the only thing it does, and that's not going to be relevant until, again, Dins and Magic are picked up, so...
Mm-hmm. Well, we see Aleks finally finishing Forest.
Oh, 4-2? I actually missed that. That kind of happens sometimes. It's surprisingly easy to, like, accidentally get a 4 hit on PG. Not that it changes much, because it's still the same, like, sequence. Just gives you a little bit more, like, leniency, I guess.
Oh, water?
ATG? Lake checks? Field? This has to be, I imagine, GTG.
Yeah.
But again, like... yeah, picking up some checks on the way over.
Mm-hmm.
Is Skyward confirmed Scarecrow yet? No. And again, this is Alex's best opportunity. I don't think it's enough, but this is what Aleks needs.
But he is gaining little bits of time here and there.
Yeah.
He'll make it go from a kind of one-sided race to a close race.
Right, he slowly shifted it from like a dungeon and a half difference to a dungeon's difference to, you know, he'll already be partway into Ice Cavern by the time Skyward reaches GTG at this rate. And at that point, I guess there's always Spirit. Aleks hasn't done Spirit, but there's not a huge amount to do, so...
Aleks with those super eyes just immediately recognizing the gold rupee down there. And Skyward going to some fishing. Question here is, does Skyward check the hints and stuff here, or go to Fire Temple before seeing the Foolish? Because I can't remember if Skyward was the one who saw that. I'm pretty sure Aleks did.
Aleks saw it in field. I don't remember if Skyward did. I imagine if nothing else though, it might not be now, but I imagine Skyward will do the field checks before Deep Fire anyways. So far coming in with a raid, yo. Welcome.
Yo.
Got a race between Aleks and Skyward here. Division 4B, and right now it's a kind of one-sided race, gotta say. The big thing in this one is 20 skulls, Cackway the hero. No worries, thank you for stopping in.
Yep.
And yeah, to everyone who is joining, the big thing here is Cackway the hero, 20 skulls for a Big Po bottle that led to Ruto's letter, that led to Requiem, that led to Epona's. And it's basically been a question of who got to that chain first, which right now is Skyward.
An unfortunate series of events for this seed.
It's been, like I say, it's really interesting to me because, like, I feel like most of the league seeds are kind of open-ended, kind of fast, but they definitely have the potential to have this, like, early bottleneck or kind of narrow linearity to them. And this is definitely, like, one of the more extreme cases of that we've seen.
Yep, Skyward doing the field checks here now, so we'll definitely see that hint. Yep, there you go.
Foolish. We'll go over and I guess grab the other grotto, see that GTG is Way of the Hero, and from there we'll just ride straight there.
Kind of funny, like, in a lot of ways, Aleks and Skyward have had very similar play styles throughout this race. Like, just very thorough, very, you know...
Yeah, I feel like...
Follow the logic. It's just, Alex's routing of it ended up with a different set of logic, initially.
Yeah, I feel like they're both very similar players in that they're, like, quite thorough with a kind of push for the hints and the logic, and the big difference right now has been who does what when. Aleks was thorough when the seed needed you to be following the hints, and Skyward is being more thorough now at the point where it's kind of a little less relevant because Aleks has already been pushed back by that bottleneck. Like, I do think right now, Skyward being thorough is potentially costly. But it's easy to say that when, you know, we know there's almost nothing left outside of GCG.
Yeah.
Aleks, no. God, Big Po Way of the Hero is still just, like, wild to me. This seed has been incredible in so many ways.
Oh, there's only 2 items that you can't empty out without going to a special place. It's Big Po and Ruto's letter. Big Po gives you Ruto's letter. beautiful. I'd almost even call it poetic. I'm surprised Skyward isn't checking these hammer rocks along the way. Like, you're right there.
I guess the time of day. It looks like Skyward's time of day is quite late, and so might be worried about horseback archery.
True.
It's not unreasonable to, like, once you enter GTG, you can save in there, walk out, check the hammer rocks, check the valley checks, and then just reset back in. Oh? Didn't quite get her in the corner. There we go.
There.
And Aleks grabbing Requiem.
Really first.
What?
Going child? He's hard pushing child spirit.
Spirit, I guess? Yeah. That is... Wow. That is honestly surprising. Grab Requiem and just... Child Spirit first thing. I guess it makes sense to clear out Spirit that way, but like... You sort of know you get opponents there, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only song not hinted at this point. So... What
is happening? What is Aleks?
Wait.
Did he get Nocturne earlier? He did learn Nocturne, right? No! Okay, that's what he's doing. He's learning Nocturne. He got the stones, but he hadn't picked up the Ocarina yet.
Nice clean archery from Skyward. And what do we got? Double pieces heart. So at this point looking like everything outside of GTG and Ganon's castle is just dead.
Yeah, or at least hidden away behind the other items in those locations. Like, I could definitely see, you know, GTG having the items for the Shadow Temple, and then Shadow having something else, and...
Scale, scale, scale. I want to see a big scale in GTG.
But if it's actually scales and nothing else, that's... awful. That's so awful. Just straight back to Lake Hylia, get, I don't know, iron boots, cry, wonder where the hell your long shots got to.
Vanilla long shot in water.
So worth noting there, Aleks went child to learn Nocturne, and then came back adult. Did not do Spirit, so... Is gonna have to... Aleks is taking a lot of age changes here. There's a lot of back and forth.
Definitely fretting a bit, I think. At that point, like, you're going straight back adult. I feel like there's no reason to get Nocturne at that point.
Right, it doesn't really do anything for you at that stage. Like, if you had magic, maybe you go child to do lens game and then use that to go back to pick up Nocturne, but yeah, just doing it just for Nocturne is really surprising. I guess unless it's for like the convenience of going to CAC with the warp, but like that isn't needed now either. you know, if you're going to do that, you can learn Nocturne as child and pick up hovers on 40 once you've got that, or something along those
Certainly
lines.
not a child since you're already at CAC.
Right, as child it's even, yeah, less relevant. I don't know, it just seems odd, I guess. I wonder how much
Like
of it was
getting
like...
Epona and reversing anyways.
Yeah, well, you're already there, right?
Oh yeah, but
I wonder how much of it is like Alex kind of wanting the time to think and like the... You know, okay, I can go and pick up the song now because I always have to do that, and in that time I can figure out what the hell I'm doing next.
yeah. I don't know. He usually comes up with some kind of reason. Also, big thing that like Skyward's already taken the trip to pick up the hover boots. Aleks could have done that in that short child segment easy.
Does Alex have 40 yet?
Looks like not.
I'm guessing late 30 still. Oh my god. Is that actually it so far? Okay, never
Oh, there's Dan's. Boo! Oh, I was so close! So close! But to be fair, without magic, that Dins is still useless.
Yeah, right now those two items are about as useful as each other. The only scale lock things we've already seen are nothing, and Dins needs magic. So right now those items do pretty much nothing.
It's just a matter of if we find a magic or another scale. Some defense, though.
And if it's not in GTG, like... what else is there? What else do they even have? Like, it has to be here, right?
Pretty much. Can't be deep fire, since we know that's locked, and
Right?
water is accessible with, like, some setup, but not logical.
Can't do anything in there, yeah. Need irons, really, for water.
I think that's about it. There's a couple of adult spirit that Skyward can do at this point.
Right, yeah, that's true. I guess Spirit is open at this stage, isn't it? Yeah. It'll be 2... I guess 2 checks, but then one of those has to be a key that opens up another 3 checks.
Mm-hmm. You know what? This would be a disgusting seed if something was locked behind toilet.
If this was another toilet seed for Alex, I don't think he would forgive me. Like, if Alex does 2 league races and has 2 that are like hard required toilet, I think he might just
Be
drop.
fair, this would be a already, like, as nature of the seed last location toilet.
Yeah, yeah. Also, yeah, to be fair, Alex did roll the seed.
Why would he roll himself a toilet seed? I mean, jeez. Right. Magic, there it is. Ah,
Yeah.
I was really hoping for that scale.
Had to be something here. That makes perfect sense because now you can beat Shadow. Even if there's nothing in Shadow, it opens up Ganon's. And then Ganon's you can go for the way of the hero that gives you other stuff to do.
Fire arrows as well.
Everything in here.
Obviously, you rush Wasteland. So that means... Does that mean toilet is a key?
I didn't see how many Skyward ended with.
Oh, we'll see. 1.
Did Skyward save before the room?
He saved before the last chest.
Right, okay, so yeah.
I
Oh no,
believe.
no Song of Time. Right. So there is a key left, which is there, so
Is a check.
that means toilet is actually a check, yep. 2 keys? That can't be...
Then maybe stop before the second to last door?
In that case, no idea.
Ugh.
Yeah, must have saved after get. Yeah, it has fire arrows, and then those 2 keys. So, yeah, toilet is a check. Because there are 2 key doors after the fire arrows. Must have saved before those 2.
Okay, yeah.
Use them on the other 2 instead, and then got the 2 keys there.
Hammer rocks. Hammer rocks. I'm guessing this is where we see, yep, peeking the checks here. Yeah, I didn't think we saw him on Skyward's Inn.
That angle worked. That looked, yeah, way too harsh an angle.
Listen!
I'm not keen on the C-up setups for this. It's always one that's like really, I don't know, wonky.
And I guess it really depends on what kind of movement you're good with. Like,
Mm.
some people are really good with the C up for a lot of stuff, and then some people just are really good with that box movement.
Yeah, there's one from the pillar that's like really, really consistent, but obviously if people are comfortable with the C-up setup, it's probably quicker. I haven't timed anything or whatever, but it just keeping in mind like the number of inputs, I imagine it's quicker.
Alright. Requiem?
No, straight off
Nocturne.
the shadow. You can full clear it at this point.
Yeah.
Skyward has hovers, dins, magic, hookshot, full works. So odds are we will see an item in Shadow. Whether that's Longshot, Irons, Mirror Shield, or Strength 3 as the big ones. Still kind of, you know, still up to see, but probably at least one in Shadow. And we know at least one is in Ganon's.
Let's see. Considering everything we got. Feel like gold scale and Ganon's. I really want this scale.
If it's gold scale locking iron boots in any way, then it's amazing, but I feel like we've already had our quota for like ridiculous bullshit in this seed.
The quota can only go higher.
That is not true. It can in fact stop.
Like, this is nearly Plando levels.
It's bad. It's definitely bad. It's like most Plandos feel like they do that thing where it's like, oh, you get one item that unlocks your next one item, and this has definitely done that, at least. Throwing the big Poe in there as one of the items definitely feels like an extra touch on top.
The nice whipped cream.
Oh, for a second there, I thought Alex was about to go and do the toilet. It's like, no longer time. What?
I bet he's thinking about it.
Yeah, not again. Not again. Don't make me do this after Shadow.
Everyone's favorite toilet.
Alex is always like super down to earth about stuff like this. Like, nothing ever seems to phase him. And so it's like, he'd get a seed where toilet's required. Like, it'd just be like, toilet happens. Like, sometimes you just lose to that. And then he'd get a second one, he'd be like, okay, game. Sure. I guess. Guess I'm not winning these.
Oh, gold scale! Gold scale! It's Ganon's is already. What if it's that gold scale for strength 3 to get into Ganon's to get your mirror shield?
God, if you go through Ganon's at this stage with the way of the hero, with how bottlenecked this seed has been, and you get through it all and find nothing, that would be misery. That would be pure misery. Like, you beat Shadow and you're like, okay, these are my items, what can I do? Lab Dive, Ganon's, Toilet. And you go through Ganon's and there's nothing.
Yep. There's still definitely room for more items in Shadow. There's a lot of chests left.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see something else. It's either going to be, at this point, like, everything kind of has to be concentrated between Shadow and Ganon's Castle, and it's just a question of how much where, and
Oh!
guillotines are not nice.
I wouldn't imagine they'd be. They're
Not
meant
not
for...
really designed for it, right? Like,
No.
well, those out of context things you don't really think about until you said it, and it's like, oh, it's all...
My brain immediately went to, like, now I want to think and talk about guillotine facts. I'm like, how about not?
Yeah, no, let's pass on that one. Yeah, yeah. I'll just get Drew to play
Temple's
spooky games again, and
yeah,
it's like a
Shadow
more interesting
Temple's...
Shadow Temple, right?
Basically. Shadow Temple is, like, full of stuff that you do not think of as a kid, and then when you're an adult, you're like, oh.
I do remember someone in one of the ZSR restreams, though, pointing out, why is the dungeon that uses light puzzles called Spirit, but the one with all the ghosts called Shadow?
Because probably a bad translation.
Like, those are definitely the wrong way round, right? The one with the spirits should be Spirit, and the one that uses shadow puzzles should be Shadow.
Yeah, probably one of those things that didn't translate perfectly.
It's weird because, like, the aesthetics of the dungeons definitely match up the way they are. It's just like shadow and darkness and all of that, and Spirit in, like, more of like a spiritual sense as opposed to like spirits.
Hey, curry sword.
And
Just after we finish. Yeah. Right after we finished all the child stuff.
Yeah, just in time to be useless. Perfect. I missed something here. I was watching Skyward going through Shadow. Why did Aleks walk to CAC?
Getting his 40?
Why not play Nocturne?
Wait, and 50? Or is that 30?
I think he spoke to the 31 first?
Oh, is the top 130 and the right 150?
Yeah, the right side is 50. It's like...
Okay. I never remember which is which.
It always really confuses me because it's... If it was like right, left, middle, right, left, it would make sense to me. But like, I think it's like the right and then the left for 10 and 20, then the middle for 30, then the left, then the right for 40, 50. Which is really confusing. But hey, half a dungeon's difference!
Yeah. And half a spirit
as well,
temple.
but yeah. Yeah. Fine.
Skyward, you gotta spin slash the pot. I do think YSO strat is really cool there.
Honestly, like, every strat that gets developed that starts as a keyboard strat, I'm like, damn, this is amazing. People play this game on keyboard.
Keyboard warriors, rise up. I will be right back.
Alrighty. So... we have only got a gold scale here so far. This is not doing much. Skyward got the gold scale earlier. Aleks is maybe 2 checks away from it. Really not a lot. Really not much to work with from Shadow so far. Which just kind of makes me think everything is stacked in Ganon's, but I guess there's still a decent bit of Shadow left to go as well. But also it's Shadow Temple, so it can't be generous with the keys. Oh, Aleks actually using the lens, right. Start with lens in the league. Still one that a few people are getting used to. Still actually good to use in Shadow. Skyward finding the last key, but a whole lot of nothing in terms of items still. I missed if Skyward had boss key already. Real talk, start with lens has probably been the most popular change we made for the league. People are big on that one so far.
People want to be inspectors.
There is nothing bad about the setting. It barely changes like the impact of lens game, and that's already one of the worst checks in the game. Like, improving it a bit isn't a problem. Oh, gold scale for Aleks, so they are all tied up on items. Did Aleks get
Neck
fire
and neck.
arrows in GTG?
Looks like... Okay... No? Or did he?
I feel like he must have, right?
I don't think he'd miss them.
Still, whole lot of nothing else in Shadow right now, so we are looking at Ganon's Castle after this with no Strength 3 and just kinda... Let's Kinda hoping there's something big in there. Aleks didn't get fire arrows. Okay, I say that. I went and opened up his, like, personal tracker to check. And he doesn't have them tracked. But he also doesn't have Epona's tracked.
Is Alex's tracker ever up to date?
Did Aleks? Wait. Aleks did get Epona's, right? I'm like 99% sure Aleks got Epona's. But his tracker doesn't have it, and our tracker doesn't have it, so I'm going to assume he doesn't. I'm going to trust our trackers. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to trust you all. Aleks might have skipped out on both Fire Arrows and Epona's song here, and that's incredible if he did.
I'm looking back, and he's doing horseback archery, and you need Epona's for that, right?
Oh, he did do HPA. You're right. You're right. So he did grab Epona's at least.
Double check for fire.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past Aleks to, like, get Dins, get magic, and be like, nope, going Shadow. I'm behind. Let's go.
Nope, he got both fire arrows as well.
But yeah, in that case, there is no difference between the items the two runners have, and just half a Shadow Temple difference, basically.
And spirit as well.
And part of Spirit, yeah. Notably, the Child Side Spirit, that's the big one right now, is that Aleks didn't go into Child Side.
He had done that, that would have been really nice routing-wise, but still wouldn't be enough to get him ahead at this rate.
It'd be enough that, like, if Ganon's ends up being awkward, or if Strength 3 ends up, like, something in the overworld comes into play, it might pull him back in. You know, if we haven't seen a 50 hint, and it turns out that's the other strength upgrade, something like that. Those are kind of the big things that could pull Aleks back at this point, and yeah, he needs a bit more potentially to go his way still, on top of that.
It's gotta go his way.
Bye.
Alright, anything on Bongo? No. So just the gold scale in here.
Yeah, just a gold scale. Beautiful. Love it.
I want to see. I really want to see something on Lab Dive.
If it is Strength 3 on Lab Dive, I swear to God, like, that is incredible if it is that.
It would be something beautiful.
See, I feel like things like this are where Aleks could gain the time back, right? Skyward is doing the Composer Torches right now, which makes sense. While you're here, you want to pick up the check. But if it's nothing, this is the kind of thing that Aleks could easily skip.
Nuts. Or seeds.
And if Aleks just goes straight to Ganon's, and just finds Go Mode, or not Go Mode, I guess, here, because then Skyward would win, but something kind of awkward, like you find... I guess the problem is, like, what's even left that's awkward at this point?
Composer was, but, you know, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's like... If you find
Lab
Iron
diving
Boots...
is pretty awkward. Well,
Yeah.
that's at least until you go water.
Right, it's like, if you find Iron Boots, you just go to Water and Lake, because there's no other options. If you find Strength 3, you just go to Light Trial. If you find Mirror, you clear Spirit. Like, there's nothing left at this stage that gives you options. Everything is just, if you find this, or do this. And none of them are costly, because, well, you have to do Water, you have to do Spirit, you have to do Cannons.
There's nothing you can walk over if you want to.
Yeah. Like, the closest option, I guess, would be if Strength 3 and something like Irons or Mirror were in Ganons. Like, if you got all of Strength 3, Longshot, Irons in Ganons, and then Mirrors in Light Trial, it's possible that the order you do Ganon's Castle in changes whether you do Light Trial first or not.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's demanding a lot at that point. That is really digging. I hate to call it early, but I do feel like, well, I say that. I feel like we could have called it a while back potentially, but at this point I really feel like there were ways for Aleks to potentially claw his way back in, and right now it feels like Skyward just has this.
Yeah, for sure. And, like, the last awkward check with how Skyward plays, even then, Skyward's gonna do it.
Yeah, even like the awkward checks right now aren't that awkward. They're slightly slower than the others, potentially, but like, you're just gonna get them. You're just going to get them on your path because there's so little left to do. Unless there is something that's
Magic
like...
2!
Of course. Yeah, unless there is something that is, like, hard missed right now. Something that, like... Oh? Yeah, something where, like, they just haven't done it and we've not realised because it's normally something you would do really early.
They check everything in River.
I think so, yeah. Got all of Goron City, got all the kind of awkward Bowlock stuff early.
Left side was dead.
Fourth bottle. Yay.
Oh, we can do eggs now.
Oh, bowls really mean so much less in OOT, huh?
They really do. Like, you get one and you're like, oh, I can do Ice Cavern if I get there.
I guess that's one of the good things about the King Zora skip stuff as well. Like, it makes it so that having a bottle is actually a kind of big deal because there is a use for a bottle that is not the letter.
Yep. I mean, there's always been the skull angle of it all, but...
Sure, and like big pose and stuff. There's like a couple of things occasionally, but it's kind of like the first big one, I think. Alright, Skyward with nothing, and...
There's a Bigoron sword in Shadow. I missed that.
But nothing. Wait, Skyward?
What do you mean?
There's one check left in Ganon's before Light Trial.
Where is it?
The boss key chest. If there's nothing on the boss key chest, it's strength 3 somewhere.
Well, we still have Wasteland. Wasteland is still an option.
Yeah, Wasteland.
Spirit. Wasteland,
Summon
Spirit.
Spirit, and
Lab
the
dive.
Lab Dive. And that's maybe it?
Lab dive. I want it. Gold
Why
scale
Lab
water.
Dive? You
Also
haven't
go-
long shot yet, though.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Actually, oh, you know what? That actually might be one of the biggest options for Aleks here, isn't it? If Skyward finds Longshot and goes to do Gold Scale Water, and it requires Irons, that would be a pretty big option here. I don't think it's likely still, but...
Alright.
Moment of truth. Oh
Light
my god!
Lab dive. Come on.
I'm gonna see Spirit first. That makes sense. Densest one of the
And then-
options left.
As you leave, you can go to Wasteland. If there's nothing in here.
This is one of the places for Aleks to potentially gain some time back. The other thing, actually, you know what the other thing is? Lens game.
Oh, there is Lens game.
If Aleks goes child to do spirit, he can also check lens game during that.
That could be pretty huge.
I was
Like
trying to think,
that
like, yeah, Aleks is
Last
gonna have to go
location for
child.
Skyward.
I was thinking, like, Aleks is gonna have to go child to do spirit, and that sucks. And I was like, there's nothing else left he can do as child. I was like, wait, is that? Okay, hold on. Sure enough, yeah, lens game is still chilling there.
Big chillin' with Lens game. Alright.
There's some of the logic. Okay. So that means now there's 2 checks in this room, and 3 locked by the next room, and those are all available. We've seen 4 keys now, so
yeah,
one of them, in theory, should be a key. There are 5 checks. There's one other that could be a key, so 1 of 6 has to be a key, and we can see 5 of those 6. But yeah, for the most part, this is just, here's a bunch of checks. There's the gold.
3.
There we are. So that does make it so that the strengths 1 and 2 were way of the hero, but also we know night trial is required, so that also makes it so that the strengths are way of the hero. Oh, Aleks is gonna try and do.
Skyward doing?
Oh, did that just jump? It didn't hover.
I think he may have switched right after he came off.
Right. But yeah, Aleks is gonna try spirit here, and it would be the right play, but yeah.
Oh, Skyward having a little trouble here with this little hover. There you go. Whoa! Just bail on those last checks.
Don't need him yet, yeah. Back to Ganon's. Back to Light Trial. We'll see if... The worst thing here for Skyward would be, like... You go into Light Trial and you find... Longshot Iron Boots. One of the 2. And then the next section of Spirit has the other one. And that somehow locks your Mirror Shield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those
I would
gold
think that
for
strength
Sky.
thing is...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Light Trial has to have something. We know that at this point. Ganon's Castle way the hero, and we've seen the rest of it.
It's way of the hero for beating Ganon, obviously.
Yeah, I see. No, none of us thought of that, right?
See, this is why you need me, because I have the huge brain to think of the hard logic.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't get shuffled, yeah. Ow. Nearly. Oh. Skyward. Alright, well, one of the keys has escaped.
Run it with fire. Jeez.
Nothing? I don't think that hit it.
It looked like a D-lock. Holy heart containers, Batman. Also. Alright, there we go.
Aleks on his way into the castle. Did get locked out of spirit, isn't going back child yet.
Last
It's
check.
the last one. Let's go.
Also, last couple of packs of bomb chews in here.
And it's the mirror.
That means
pretty
the
much deal for deal, right? Like,
yeah, the seed has to be linear going forward. Like, there's nothing. There's Lynn's game, Rest of Spirit,
Wasteland.
Wasteland, Lab Dive.
I guess in theory you get the iron boots, and then the long shot can also be in water. But yeah, we're at the point now of like Suns was on Burning Kakariko. We know that that's no longer relevant at all.
Yeah. At all? Oh yeah, because
yeah, Go mode is beating water, and that locks Suns.
I mean it's only one check in the end, but you know.
Right, but it's one that we can rule out entirely. So yeah, we're down to the last few of Spirit, and then a handful of others, and then eventually water, and that's it. Must be forgotten something, which is entirely possible, but
It has been a long seed. We missed it, but happy 3 hour.
oh, yeah, has been a long seed.
Big beefy seed.
I've been doing commentary for 8 hours now, basically. Small break in
Back to
between,
back
I guess.
comms. There's the boss key, so we hadn't seen it yet.
Cool. Moving forwards then. So everything, there's one key left. One key in these 3. There are 6 checks left. 5 of them are not keys, which is yeah, really big. There's still, oh, there's the key.
And there's a long shot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, means there's a lot of potential for an item to be here. Oh, and
there we
Skyward's
go.
just out.
But
You've
I
got
guess
a gold
just
scale.
do gold scale, yeah. The
There is
risk.
this is a risk, but I feel like, for what it's worth, okay, from our perspective, we're looking at this and going like, oh, Aleks is behind, here's what he needs to do to get back ahead, and here's where Skyward can lose time and all that. Skyward probably also feels behind.
Oh, for sure.
Like, this has been
It's
a really, really long seed.
It's also not like it's definitely probably the right play in this situation,
Yeah, no,
or in
absolutely.
any situation really.
There is exactly one check in water that you need iron boots for. And there are, what is it, 10? 11? 10. 10 locations that the boss key can be in. So there's a 90% chance you can beat water without irons.
And that's a pretty good percent.
And it's that 10% now that Aleks needs.
I don't
And
think
then
that would
some.
even let him win.
Yeah, it would take that and some, like, I don't know, execution stuff, or like Aleks to just walk into the irons on the way.
It would take a lot.
Yeah. Definitely been like a weird one to call, you know, like the early
So-
game was so back and forth, and then that bottleneck, that massive bottleneck with the big Poe, and just kind of wrote the whole story from there. Like that kind of determined the entire thing.
You just put it off a bit too long, and it every second he didn't turn that in, put him farther and farther behind.
Mhm. Like, I definitely feel like Skyward has something of an execution edge, potentially. Alex's biggest strength is always routing and logic. And this was not a seed that rewarded that. This was the kind of
No.
seed where if you played better, you just won. And I think today Skyward played better.
For sure. And that King Zora skip debacle did not help.
Right. yeah, little things like that, little things where there were little things for Aleks that cost a lot of time, a lot of back and forth age changes for kind of questionable reasons at times, like going child just to pick up Nocturne to go adult again when you can't do Shadow is definitely kind of an iffy one. And yeah, things like trying to do the King's Aura skip and not getting it, and yeah, like in a seed that is very linear, that is the kind of stuff that will make or break a race, and absolutely did today.
Yep.
Oh.
Twins really given Skyward a hard time. Like,
Yeah, not the friendliest fight in terms of the luck here.
I don't think I've ever seen them miss like that before either.
It's a weird one, like they can change their aim fairly quickly, and sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they'll just like basically lock on, and at that point if you move, that's it. They just miss.
Then we will have the free 1 cycle with the Bigoron sword. Easy.
Win Rover down and off to Gold Scale Water.
That would be funny if Iron Boots were right here anyways.
Like, given the way Skyward was earlier, I don't even know if he'll look. I don't
He
even
did
know if
check
he'll...
the, like, miscellaneous check along the way.
That's a wallet? Bomb bag?
On our bomb bag.
I think bomb bag there, yeah.
Something we do not care about.
Yeah. Not irons. Moving on. Skyward at
Then-
15 hearts as well. Jesus.
Well, like, 3 of the heart containers were in fucking light trial today. So,
True, true. Oh, we are going to get to see Lens Game at least during this trip, but... That, it already felt
all
like
left.
it wasn't doing much, but yeah. I always do the same. On the Ranch Reacher's letter. LLRRL. It's really easy to remember because it's just left on the green ones, right on the blue ones, and then left on the red. Alright, we're all still... That's 3 of us doing this and we're all still in. Okay, oh no.
oh,
Sean's out. It's just you. It's just you now.
on the dream! The dream!
Nope.
Ah!
Stolen away.
Oh, close! Ah. And
Not irons. Okay.
it could have been the winter heart piece. I don't know if we've seen that.
God, that'd been vanilla.
Of all things to be vanilla. Yeah, as soon as we see a boss key here on Skyward, that is hard GG.
Right, we're down. I didn't see if Skyward did the, oh no, because Gold Scale, ignore me. I was about to be like, oh, I don't know if Skyward did the compass chest. Yeah, you can't. But, yeah, 1 out of 10 down. Oh, I guess actually it's, 1 out of 9. We had a hint for the boss key chest. So I guess 2 out of 10 down.
Arrows. Well. Hey, I don't know what Skyward would have done without that bundle of arrows. Very important.
Had like 3 fewer, I guess. Another key. So there's nothing in the Water Temple logic that helps you in terms of finding the boss key, only in terms of finding checks versus keys. So
I know it's like after you get 3 keys or something, everything is open.
It's 5, I think.
5 keys. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, there's 5 key doors, but 6 keys because one of the doors was opened for rando. And that means that anything that's locked behind the 2... There's no checks behind a single key door, because the only other one is the central pillar that you can get into a different way anyway. So all the double key doors, anything behind those, only one of them can be a key. The other 2 have to be items, or item checks. But you could find the boss key on one of those, and then it locks the check that it replaced, like whether that's a key or a boss key. Whether that's, sorry, a key or an item check. So there's nothing in terms of the logic that tells you where the boss key is. And the boss key is the first thing placed in the dungeon, so it's just a straight 1 in 10.
Another key.
Halfway there.
If this does require irons, that would be something.
Yeah. We're down 5 out of 10 so far, so at this point it's, you know, a 20% chance that irons are required. It's still ridiculously low.
Another key.
25% chance that... Oh god. If it actually does come down to that,
Gold scale. Gold scale.
Oh god, if it's irons on lab dive as well. Ugh. I kinda want that now. I kinda want that. This is like a perfect seed if that's the case. A fucking big Poe bottle Way of the Hero into lab dive for irons, hard required. Like, that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
Yeah, it's like first place out of water.
It's just, it's gonna be kind of difficult for Skyward because he bailed on Spirit. He left behind, like, what, 3 checks in Spirit? 2 checks in Spirit.
The boss key chest and then the
Left hand.
left hand.
Still, of course, a 75% chance for Skyward to get it. Still very, very likely to. Like, if you just work out the numbers like that, if you're just like, you know, okay, right now it's a 1 in 4 that irons are required, and you just whittle it down 1 in 3, 1 in 2, the first time it becomes likely to need the iron boots is when it's harder required, like, guaranteed. So, at all times, until its irons are required, at all times, Skyward is likely to find the boss key. This is why, you know, going back, this is why it's the right play to bail. This is why it's better to leave as soon as you see long shot, gold scale, whatever, I'm good.
So because boss key chest has nothing, then as soon as he does this, he just save resets, right?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he can't go further anyways.
He has to go down. He has to go Song of Time through here. Never mind. There we go. There's the boss key. Held out for a while, but...
There we go. This is a done race. GG's.
Yep.
Like, not over yet, but it is... Skyward has won this.
Closing minutes, yeah.
I don't know, this was a pretty smart race, I'd say.
the linearity of it is always like kind of really difficult to gauge, but the
I like that strat. I like that strat.
it was good. Oh, yeah. And the big Po bottle is just, that's incredible. Good. That
Nice.
Morpha was
Clean Morpha.
anyone getting the fast strat on Morpha just always looks so good. I used to shit talk all the time about like, oh, Morpha is like the worst rando fight. There's no such thing as a good Morpha. Like, all you'll get are bad Morpha fights when it goes wrong, and then just like okay fights when you do it the expected way to do it. Aleks just accidentally walking out of Ganon's castle again.
My question being, will Aleks complete the seed?
So my instinct would be yes, but the big question would be what his best time currently is. I think his race against Fabio was slower because it was literal last location.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 3:57. And at this rate, this one should be faster than that. But it kind of depends on if Aleks hits go mode before Skyward finishes as well. Because it's slightly different if you're, okay, I'm in go mode and I know this is going to take me like another 15-20 minutes to finish, potentially. To, this could take me like another 10 minutes or it could take me another 30, depending on how out the way this last item is.
Aleks getting all them big hearts.
Yeah, 13 plays 15. It's a clear sign of a absolute slog. Just the last location disaster.
So, like, I look at it, like, as Aleks, I would expect a better time at some point than this. So I might...
effective last locations, like, yeah, you expect in your remaining... What is it? So someone dropped out of that group, so they get 8 races each, so there's 6 left. If all of them go to last location, like, something is... You're cursed. You're cursed if every one of your 8 races goes to last location.
For someone as lucky as him, Aleks has some really bad luck on these seeds.
Funny thing is, like, I feel like this is the kind of one that normally favors the way he plays, and it just didn't today. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah. I imagine when this race finishes that Skyward will join the French restream for an interview and Aleks will join us, so we can always ask him about that one. Get a little less insight on the kind of, like, differences, but we can at least get some insight on, like, Alex's thoughts on everything. And I guess now is as good a time as any to give another shout out to everyone working behind the scenes to make this work. Got
right in time for a raid.
No, right in time for the soda raid.
Yeah.
We're giving a shout out to Shawnee behind the scenes restreaming this, Thunder and Riley doing the tracking, and of course to Pokemon for joining me on comms, and to Aleks and Skyward for racing. And tomorrow, for those interested, at 9 PM Eastern, we have Emo Soda versus Sly. Have another league race coming up. So yeah, more of this over the next couple of days. We've also got SDG Sean versus Purple on Tuesday, so definitely looking forward to that one. Some big races coming up.
Big race. Aleks also doing the same play there, hard bailing. Won't be enough to, of course, at this point, so far gone, but...
Yeah, Definitely enough that Aleks might look at finishing, but definitely not enough to come back. Like, it would take a spectacular Ganon fight at this point, and not in a good way.
It would be a show, for sure, but not really the kind of show we want.
I still remember one of the first streams I ever saw was like, I think it was like a multi-world or something, like a casual seed, and somebody told the streamer to put on the hover boots versus Ganon.
Oh no.
It's fun, I can tell you that much. It is really, really fun. He hits you and you just like soar across the arena. You just go skidding away to like the opposite side.
You just gotta shield his attacks, and then you can't knock away your sword. Already in phase 2 for Ganon. Looks like we'll see a finish from Skyward right before Aleks gets into the Twin Rover fight.
Also, interestingly, mentioned the Soda Sly match tomorrow. That will be the first one in their division. And they're in 5A, so they're looking to move up to this one, and these two are battling to stay above that one, so... And then Tuesday's match is kind of the next stage of that. It'll be a Division 6 match, so... It's definitely fine margins. We've mentioned this so much. Fine margins between each of the divisions. It was a really tough call to decide who went where, and it took 6 of us to do it, so...
There we go.
There we are.
Skyward.
GG for Skyward, a 325. Again...
What a
you gotta
seed and a half.
Both will put in better times at some point, because this seed was not good. That is not what you wanted.
It was very silly, but not in any sense.
Bottle, Way of the Hero, 20 skulls, like, that is spectacular. And just...
I don't see that every day.
And just hard bottleneck into, like, there was almost no point in this seed where you had real big decisions to make. It was a very execution heavy and I guess hint heavy seed. Follow the way of the heroes, execute it well, and just... yeah, Skyward was the better of that today.
Just how it works out. Looks like we are getting a going on and finishing by Aleks.
So I'm gonna double check because nothing has been said yet. But I would imagine Skyward is going to join them for an interview, and I would imagine, like I say, when Aleks is done, he would end up joining us.
Fully.
It's fine, we can use this one. I didn't prep one either, we're good.
Aleks going straight to water, banking on the gold scale. only logical play at this stage, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you see Skyward's finish here, you've got to assume that, like, yeah, you probably did very similar things. There were a couple of differences here and there, and Skyward probably did gold scale water, which means it'll work for you as well. Obviously, Aleks doesn't know how late, doesn't know he's going to have to go to Dark Link for it, but you see the close finish and you're just going to assume that, yeah, both players can get away with this.
So, Shawnee, if you absolutely insist on that, I mean, there's time.
The only issue with me doing that is that you'd lose view of the runners because I'd have to use studio mode to set it up. So maybe not.
Next time, it's fine. We'll have that for tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
In case it wasn't
sure.
obvious, we've done one restream before this, and honestly, for a second ever restream, I'm pretty happy with how this has gone. So,
Last minute restream. Woo!
there's been a cat yelling outside my door for the last like hour though.
Yell back. Go to the cat and go. "Meow." And then the cat will understand.
You'll see what I have to deal with.
You knew you couldn't mention a cat and me not make a cat sound, right? Like,
I have enough of those.
I feel I should point out that you agreed to this.
Oh. Better me than someone unprepared, I guess.
still need the Cry on Me restream. Someday.
No. Not allowing it.
It'll be fine.
What we do need, as an extra note though, is someone to join Becca on commentary tomorrow. I was going to take the restream. I can do it, but I was just going to do a restream side of it. So, yeah. If someone's interested in doing comms, I'm just saying we're, looking for a couple people to help out potentially.
Big common.
So Aleks is about halfway through water. Needs to get, what was it, his 7th check will be the boss key. And this will be his 5th, so nearly done. Nearly through. Oh. Not if he falls. Okay. Alrighty, so Aleks, on the way over to... Did Aleks just, like, skip the ice switch because he fell? Just decide that he's not doing it?
So?
That's... okay.
That's very Aleks.
It really is. It really, really is. It's gonna reward... It's gonna work out, like... It's gonna be slightly more efficient that way. Alright, this cat is relentless. I'm gonna be back in a second.
He's gone? Now it's time to cause havoc! Gonna have secret dance parties and karaoke's when their back's turned. Alright, Shawnee, you start us off. Come on, it's not a karaoke without, like, at least a second person.
No, I'm not coming back to karaoke talk. No. No! You know the rules.
So do
I knew
I!
you were going to do it. I knew as soon as I said it, it was a mistake.
Ah, perfect.
Terrible.
Beautiful.
Terrible. This has been a great first and last time on commentary for Pokemon. And... Achoo.
It's okay. It would only be my last time if I was here with Cryo.
I'm not letting it happen. The last time Cryo during the stream, he was drunk and very loud.
Make sure he's not drunk. We'll be fine. Also, an absolutely not clean morpher from Aleks.
Yeah, a little bit slower, a little bit more. Wait, did he?
I mean, it's bigger on sword, so.
Yeah, I guess it's fine. Yeah.
Sploosh.
So Aleks has, I think, 15 minutes to beat his time against Fabio.
Should
Because
be fine.
that one was the toilet. Oh, sorry, it was a 3:57, not a 3:51. He has 20 minutes.
Yeah, he's gonna beat it.
Right, will improve his best time. Gotta
Also,
imagine he's gonna improve it more going forward.
No furores.
That's true, actually. Yeah, good shot.
Probably in like deep fire or something.
How? But I don't think it can be foolish still.
Can it not be?
It's not logically relevant for anything, but I don't know if it can be foolish. Like, there are some items that are logically irrelevant that still can't show up in foolish locations just because...
Like, I know
they're...
Naru's can't, but that has a very fringe logical, like, relevance.
Only in Scrubs. Also, the logic for the skull got removed from Feroz because it was deemed complex enough that nobody would ever figure it out, and then they discovered another way to get that anyway, where you can light the torch and then go down to the door, and the door stays open, so FW is no longer needed for it anyway.
Can't believe it.
But yeah, like, I know Kakiri Sword in like these settings still can't be in a foolish location. Which is to do with the fact that it takes tricks to make it logically irrelevant, I think.
Yeah, you have to know certain...
It's like the dead hand trick
skills.
being enabled is what makes it irrelevant to the logic, but by just the settings, it's relevant, so it can't be foolish. But yeah, I don't know if Forest can be in a foolish location. I actually can't say I'm confident on that one, but Either way, I guess it's the rest of Spirit, and then there's another 2 checks in water somewhere, and that's probably about it.
And then Lab Dive and Wasteland.
And then Lab Dive and Wasteland.
I wanted Lab Dive so bad. Wanted it. Wouldn't let me. I was going up to Ganon, telling him, "Oh, your light arrows are in... Where were they? Again.
Ice Cabin. They were the
Oh yeah, Ice Cap.
piece of heart. Yeah.
Oh no, I won't be able to lock on to Ganondorf. Like how somehow Ganondorf has more evil energy than his pig transformation counterpart.
I think it's more that, like, in terms of, like, the flavor, he does the wave thing to stop Navi getting close. And it's like, she's not expecting it, and by the time he does it, it's too late and she can't help you. Or something. But then when you go into the Ganon fight, she's like, I won't let him separate us this time. Heroic.
Leaves.
Huh?
And then she leaves.
Yeah, and then she leaves. Well, also the funny thing is, like, you have to be super close to Ganondorf to target him, and if you ask Navi, she's like, I don't know what his weakness is, because it's meant to be him, like, getting in the way. And then against Ganon, she's like, I won't let him stop us this time. And then you ask her for his weakness, and she's like, I really don't know what his weakness is. She's still useless.
She just doesn't know. Oh, the sword, it goes phew! That would be horrible on the blade. And stuck in dirt. Good thing it's magic.
I don't know how I meant to respond to that. Oh, duh, at least it didn't land in, like, the stone or something. Can you imagine it, like, the Master just gets hit away and just, like, bounces off the stones and flies off the edge of the arena, like...
It's like, well...
Hey, go collect the Master Sword, it's down there.
Just paraglide down there.
Why can't you use the hook shot as like a abseiling thing? You just like hook shot into the ground and then just like extend it and just drop down to get it.
Well, if we ever get a hook shot in new Breath of the Wild style game, that's what it'll do. And it'll be great. Like, the amount of things that you can't hookshot onto is very silly.
Yeah, yeah.
And
there
GG's
we
by
go.
Aleks.
EG 342.
55.
What a fucking disaster that seed was.
Let's see if we can get an Aleks in here.
Hmm?
A singular one, not multiple. That'd be just silly.
I will see if Aleks wants to hop in. I'd say I'm assuming that Skyward will may already be on the French one, but
Did a little peek and I think that's what I saw happening.
yeah.
So, It would make sense. And Ganondorf spins and spins.
I'll see if we get word from Aleks. I guess we'll have to figure out another audio thing as well if he's got it on this stream. Don't want us echoing.
Echo, echo, echo.
Oh, I just realised I messaged him on Discord, but Aleks only has like one monitor, and it kind of sucks. So.
You're like, Aleks! Yell at him.
Just here.
He'll probably
Just
hear.
here, and he'll hear from Norway, yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely how that works. Yep. Oh god, I can't imagine. I don't. Yeah, honestly, that might be the worst seed I've seen in a while, though. Like, every time people talk about bad seeds in OOTR, I'm like, wow, I've been playing for like, 2.5 years, kind of seen everything. It's like, there's so much that's so terrible that it's all, all happened before. But,
Yeah.
this kind of feels like it's up there. It's one of the worst that I think I've ever seen.
Pretty bad. No word from Aleks.
No,
That
I
might
messaged
be-
on Discord, but he
Just trying
seems
to get the audio stuff sorted out. Trying to put
Cool.
some music on. Doesn't seem to
Um,
be taking very well though.
No, it seems like I messaged him on Discord, but it seems like he is very distracted talking about the race in race times. Eventually, we'll chip in and get him a computer that isn't a potato, but I don't know. He's, of course, asking. I can say for now, the people that aren't seeing a race room, he's asking about. He said about last locationing the letter and asked about Furor's Wind. Yeah. So a lot of the things that we were talking about, right? Is like, yeah, FW is somewhere, and it's just wherever the hell it shows up, buried away. That letter kind of bottlenecking everything, and
I think they both did all the same checks.
they apparently. Oh,
Hey,
hello,
Aleks.
hello, welcome.
Yo.
So you've done 2 races, and
Yep.
Hey,
generally
this little
speaking,
toilet.
Nope.
you know
no,
the league. You know the league settings are generally meant to be faster, right?
Yep. But I keep getting 80s and bullshit. This was a true 80. I mean, all side engines required as well.
Mhm, mhm.
It's kind of interesting.
Obviously the biggest thing was 20 skulls.
Yeah. I figured as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, that's probably GG, unless Skyward did the same thing.
The way of the hero, like, was there a reason you put off checking it, knowing the way of the hero there, or?
Which one?
For
Oh,
Kakariko was
but CL was already, I mean, covered.
that can't be hinted.
Isn't it season 3 hint settings?
It's It's league hints. It's league
Oh.
hints.
Oh, well, okay,
Ah,
yeah, I didn't actually
good one to
know.
learn.
Yeah, the hard way, I guess. Oh,
um,
yeah, that would be why. Otherwise, I would have checked it much earlier.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That was, I mean, initially it was right. So yeah, okay, but changed. Yeah, I think I read something about it, but I didn't actually catch it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, normally wouldn't be the most costly thing, but this. How many decisions did you have to make in the seed?
Oh,
2?
by a lot,
3?
and I am quite annoyed at some of them. Like a lot of age transitions was just not
Yeah.
good.
We did question in particular the Nocturne one when you went back
Yep.
to learn Nocturne.
I forgot about it first time, and I shouldn't have gone child to get Nocturne before I checked if I was key locked in Spirit as well. So I was like,
Mhm.
well,
Mhm.
that's something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like it was a massive bottleneck behind that big Poe though. Like you got the
Oh
Poe
yeah,
and you got the letter, and at that point,
smooth sailing after
you
that.
you found the GTG way of the hero as well there. So you go there and you get Dins and Magic,
Yeah,
and you take those to Shadow, and that opens up Ganon's, and then you find out that Strength is 3 is required. So it's like, okay, well, where else can I go? Spirit, and that's it. So you do
Yeah.
Spirit, and you find Strength 3, and just kind of.
And
Yeah, everything
lab
just-
dive. Lab dive.
Yeah, I never did
Oh.
live dive.
No,
I-
Pokemon was really pushing for GTGs to have 2 scales and nothing else.
Oh, sure, but that was very unlikely. I mean,
It was
one?
close. It was very
Yeah,
close.
it was
That
close,
scale as
but-
being like an required item.
For what it's worth, we never did see Iron Boots, and between you and Skyward, we think the only things left were the left-hander Spirit, the boss key chest in Spirit, the lab
Yep.
dive, and the Wasteland. And we think that was it.
Did Skyward do Hammer Rocks?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We
Rooftop?
think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Think it was just those 4. So.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Diving in the lab.
And I guess was it 1 or 2 more in water
I think it was
for us specifically on that one?
1 because 1 was hinted. I
Ah,
saw
yeah,
2
yeah.
checks.
Yeah, river
so-
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
So it's only
Or
1 left,
Husky.
and that would have to be either the middle
Did
target or.
Morpha have a key?
I didn't see what Morpha had actually. I just.
Yeah.
skipped it.
Okay. So either Morpha or River.
Dragon
Yeah.
chest is also possible. I never did that.
Oh right, yeah. If Morpha had a key, then
Yeah.
no. If Morpha has a key, River has an item, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
So it's one of those 2.
Yep. I didn't see what Morpha had.
No.
Sure.
But yeah,
Yep.
so a total of like 5 checks left in the game.
Yep.
One of the first 4 has to be irons, and then
And Furrows
Rules is somewhere out there. Yeah.
Not having Furrows
Um,
to see it felt like built. I don't know. It's always annoying not to have it, but at least the warp songs was okay. So
mhm,
it wasn't
mhm.
like huge problem.
Like, even though in the end it didn't work out great, a lot of your time of days like really lined up nicely in the early game.
Oh yeah, that was well somewhat intentional and somewhat not. I misread the first hint, seeing that the minuet check had minuets. I was like, oh yeah, I should go and get that. And I got Serenade. I was like, what? And later I found out, of course, it was the crater that had minuets. So I'm not sure how I misread that. That's kind of difficult, but I did. So that was like a rush through minuet, and that time of it didn't actually work out for me since it was nighttime going to CAC. Yeah. Otherwise, I think I'm lined up mostly fine.
Also, Alex, I hard called you there. Like, we were all talking about what you're gonna do early game, and
Sora City?
I was like, Alex is gonna go Gorn City
I mean, I
right
had
now.
everything to do it. I was there. Of course, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna put off 3 checks in the area. That's,
You
no.
had that actually like put you in a really nice position initially because you got that first and second bomb bag like right away, and like having the freedom of bombs was
Mm.
really nice, except for the fact that there's a 20 pack of chews in
Mm.
the well, which
Didn't Skyward have a early bomb bag?
No.
Wrong time of day for it.
Oh.
wrong time of day for the
The-
market one, and
Oh.
didn't grab Saria's
The 20 pack
from
of chews, I'm pretty sure, was
So
in
couldn't
the
get either
wall.
Darunia or the other one.
Top of
Yeah.
DC.
DC
Was the
wall.
top DC one,
top
yeah.
of DC. Oh,
But Skyward went
Yeah.
down to 1 chew to open it and then got 20 more and was like, we're fine. Moving on.
yeah. Oh, it was
Maybe.
another 10 pack that was in a well.
yeah.
But he still didn't have it then. Like, he still didn't have any bomb bags at that point.
Well, I didn't actually think about that, but yeah, that is. Yeah.
Like, at any
Yeah.
point, if he had ran out of chews there, I think you would have been in a real nice spot initially.
Or if Bombship Bowling had something, I guess. Like
That
the
too.
early hook shot or Ritos or something. But yeah, otherwise it felt kind of nice. Unfortunately about the hint, but that's on me then. That I know it for next time. CL
Mhm.
can't be hinted way of the hero. Too many different settings, so too much to remember, I guess.
I remember which is which.
Well, now I know for next time. So yeah. But yeah, that was the only thing that was there as far as I remember, the CL. So knowing that can't be hinted, I would have pushed to 20 much sooner.
Mhm.
I don't remember when I had 20, but it was quite early, so I just didn't go and check it because obviously no Nocturne. Had to go save good as child, and yeah.
There was a point we thought you were going to go towards that because you'd picked up the strength as child, which Skyward didn't have at that point because it was, Dampé time of day.
Mm.
But then you had basically DC, 20 skulls, and then like the trail with way the hero to check, and that whole kind of area. And we kind of assumed you'd play Minuet, go through Death Mountain, come out at the Dongo's Cavern, beat that, and come out in Kakariko with 20 skulls. And then you did DC first and finished it with 19.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, I should have had 20. Well, okay. So yeah, probably should have done that. I thought about it when I finished it. It was like, I'm gonna get 19 skulls. That's a bit unfortunate, but okay. Obviously, since I didn't know about CL with the hero, I'm not sure how early I would have turned in the big Poe. I probably would have held it off for some time at least. But if I knew it was Swift Hero, probably would have rushed it straight away.
Yeah,
Also,
no, that's
I need
definitely
to
a big
train
factor.
on Sora Skip apparently. Damn.
I wasn't
So
going to mention it,
annoying.
but
Huh?
I wasn't going to bring it up, but yes.
I was annoyed because I was almost certain that okay, I have 1 check left in the game. That's 20 skulls. That is either letter or I assume a hookshot's going to lead to letter. Because obviously the songs were all locked behind either long shot or in ice for crossing. So I was almost certain it was going to be letter or secondly a hookshot. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go in here, get the song. It's probably going to be required. Less I. Oh well,